Minnesota under the moonlight. Renegade radios blasting through the night. Frankie Slosson's on the mic, it's his time to shine. Screaming Sam and Mad Dog, they're one of a kind. The Antique Man, he's got a story to tell. DJ Ken spinning vinyl, oh so swell. Mama T's got the rhythm that shakes the ground. John Roberts' voice, it's the sweetest sound. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with a voice so wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. We don't play by the rules, we're out on the run. The Antique Man's got the past and the future, it's all spun. Mad Dog's howl echoes out over the plains. Screaming Sam and Frankie, they're setting the flames. From the highways to the lakes, we ain't slowing down. Spreading fire through the cold Minnesota town. John Roberts leads the charge with the steel in his soul, while Mama T keeps us rocking, always in control. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowds, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the sea, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. So tune in, feel the beat rise. This Renegade station's reaching the skies. From the first crack of dawn to the last star fades, we're the sound of rebellion, the sound that won't trade. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while.
I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade.
All right. Hold on here. Let's see me. There we go. What's going on? Mad Dog, you gotta turn your volume up again. The volume's horseshit again.
I hate when that happens. How's mine?
Yeah. Oh, yours is perfect.
Why?
I got my elbow.
Schmancy, that's why.
It looks like a penis there. They got a big old phallic microphone there. Oh,
What else is your microphone supposed to look like?
not like a penis.
Oh, you're always mean to my mama T. You gotta stop that, Frank.
Oh, hey.
He's just going to be fuel for next week.
These next couple weeks are gonna be roasty, toasty. I tell you, because
I gotta figure out. I got some things I'm gonna say. Don't worry.
Oh, I hope you do. If you don't know, well, first of all, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Renegade Radio, Season 5, Episode number 6.
Why
Right
isn't
here
it
on, yeah, Season 5. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm trying to share it.
Oh.
Mm.
Do you not have, just for me, it shows everything, and, like the privacy and all that stuff, and everything seems to be fine for me.
I usually just share it from Facebook when the red circle shows up on your face.
Oh, okay. Because now it's like they took the privacy thing off or whatever, as far as
Yeah, I noticed that.
when I go live or whatever. So I can't. I'm not control of the public thing anymore. It's automatically just whatever. Oh, the Antique Man right over here.
Hello.
Hey, howdy, Antique Man. How you doing?
Let me tell you how it's going.
Tell me. I gotta get my new cowboy out for this show. I got a brandy new one. I gotta break in. Where's he at?
Anyway, hello everybody.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on there, Antique Man? Good for you.
Yeah, you like my new hat.
show up at the beginning of the episode this time rather than last time when you were here at the end. But no
Yeah,
surprise, and, no big deal. I mean, I get it. You're a busy
that
guy.
happens. Yeah.
I just assumed you were retired. I thought you were done with all that stuff.
Oh, I was last year, and I'm back in it.
Yeah, that's
So.
not called retirement though. That's called like, I'm just like retired for a little
Gotta
bit.
get this baby out of the tissue paper. Oh.
Well,
Anyway,
Maybe that
it's good to be here.
yeah, it's good. I'm glad that everybody's here because as I was saying, welcome to Renegade Radio. It's season 5, episode number 6 here tonight on this fine first day of autumn on this Monday, September 22nd, 2025. Mama T had a special request last week that she wanted to do a roast for my birthday, and at first I wasn't sure about it, but then I thought about it for a few days, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to let it happen because it's a segment, and I want segments, and this is a perfect segment, and I feel like, but I don't just want her to do it by herself. I want everybody that is able to participate, whether they can participate live or not. I want you to get together with every crew member that you can and have them come up with something as well so that it's not just coming from you. Because I told you, I want the most filthiest, most dirtiest, most horrific things that you can come up with.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, then you say that. Then after that, you're pissed off at everybody.
No.
I hear you afterwards because you don't know what kind of things I can say.
I want to hear everything.
I don't know you that well to say them nasty things.
Well, she does though. Well, actually, she really don't.
I'm not going to say nasty things about somebody I don't know nothing about.
But
it's a new cowboy hat.
I'd be like me saying, "Oh, Mad Dog, just a wannabe, for wrestler."
I ain't never wannabe. I really was. I never.
If I said that in the roast, everybody would laugh.
If you said that, I would agree with you because I never made it to the big show.
But see, you have
I was just a backyard wrestler, man.
But I'm just saying that it's your opportunity to say whatever you want to say, and I won't take offense to anything. I'll just, I'll probably be disturbed a little bit, but you know what? Is that going to make me want to end the show and say goodbye to everybody? No. We're still going to be here.
Well, I'll be fired after next week.
No, he can't do that. You want to know why he can't do that? Because to be on this show, you have to have thick skin. I've been told.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen? In 3 weeks, you'll be like, hey, welcome to Renegade Radio, ready to the FRANKY'S show. And there'll be nobody here.
Well, wait, it is the FRANKY'S show.
Well, it's actually the Renegade Radio, Frankie Sloss's Renegade Radio. And I only put myself on my key because everybody's asking how to find us and everything.
I don't want to start too early. Let's stop that because I don't want to start too
early.
Anyway, so I want whatever you can throw at me, because just so you know, a roast goes both ways. See, it's if you think I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to roast.
You try to tell us you go both ways.
Well, yes.
What I'm saying, really saying.
For anybody that participates in the roast, I also will roast them too before the roast happens or while the roast happens. Yeah, in a roast of somebody.
Of course, you have the opportunity to retort.
Yes.
The roaster,
that's the way the roast works.
The roastee gets to roast everybody too.
That's right.
So that's fair, So I just wanted, this is probably a good way to get some views. Some easy, cheap views. Not that it really makes a difference anyway, but anyway. So I'm glad that you guys are all here. Has anybody trying to get a hold of Ken? I've been trying to get his attention for quite a while, and he keeps saying that he'll show up, and he hasn't been here since the first episode of the season. And he writes stuff, and he lets us know that he's alive and everything, but he doesn't make any bother to show up anymore.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah,
I'm just getting a little worried about that because I put him on as a main part of the main crew like all you guys because you guys show up and everything. So I'm just kind of wondering a little bit about that. If anybody's trying to get a hold of him or anything, but
just from what we've seen on our group post.
Yeah. Because I was trying to, I did tag him and I said, you should kind of make an appearance tonight, especially if you got time to chat, normally on Mondays or whatever, you might as well just come down here and that. So anyway, how's everybody's Monday going? How you guys?
Great.
Everything going good?
Yard
Yeah,
work.
that's all right.
Got
Yeah,
the yard
so-
work done.
As
Okay.
usual, I didn't sleep. You know, I don't know. I haven't been able to sleep lately.
Why is
Like
that?
I take little naps during the night.
I told you to
okay.
stop thinking about me.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that was a good one.
I think about us all, you know.
And I just, I think about you, and then I get exhausted.
Yeah, I think about you, then I find a wet spot in the bed.
I've heard that for years.
In the wet spot in the bed, or just
Antique, you're a good one, Antique Man. You should take that shit on the road, Antique Man. You're pretty damn funny.
Yeah, you can take your antiques on the road. You can be an antique roadshow then.
Yeah.
I'll give it some thought.
You have PBS work.
That chair yoga, though, you got to send me that because I need my 20-year-old body back too. Oof.
Oh yeah,
Where did it go?
yeah.
Where did it go? Did it disappear on you? Or?
There's this so I play a lot of these online games because I'm part of this thing where you play these games and you make money from them, right? Well, there's this page called Lensa, and they're the ones that are trying to get you to get a subscription so that you can get this chair yoga. And at the end of each ad, it says interested or uninterested. And every time I hit uninterested, and still, sure enough, all it shows me for hours is this ad for chair yoga.
Chair
I
yoga.
don't be hitting uninterested. Maybe I should hit interested and see what it does.
Yeah, maybe they'll show you table yoga.
Chair yoga. I wonder what would that be like. You know, I mean, like, you want to
I
tell yourself?
imagine it's got to be a lot different than bed yoga.
Oh, probably.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, when's the last time you put your foot literally on top of your head? That's it.
Actually, I think it was Saturday because I think I pulled a muscle in my leg.
Jesus. You and Sweetie again, right? Tell you what, if there was a Sweetie good
If I'm
time.
touching my
Friends with
foot,
benefits, man. That's the way to go. Friends with
if I'm
benefits.
touching my foot, I was in a horrible car accident or something.
Well, you look great for being in an accident. I tell you. You look wonderful. And your brother said he's not feeling good, so he's more likely not going to be here tonight.
Ah, bullshit. How can you not feel
shit.
good thought?
That's what he told me. He said he's not feeling good. So it's like, oh, okay, whatever. You're just going to miss out on a good interview because today, or in a couple hours here, we'll be interviewing Man Mountain Rock, aka Max Payne, aka Daryl Peterson. Will be part of the show, and that'll be a lot of fun. Basically, just because I've been trying to make sure we have a guest, at least every time we do the show. Sometimes we don't always have a guest, and I just feel like this is the fifth season already of the show, and it's just like, it's a big statement to have some good guests on it, and he had no problem.
He is a good one.
Yeah, and I've seen some of the stuff that he's
Max
done on
Payne.
other interviews, and it's like he seems to be pretty thorough in what he talks about. So, I mean, the real question is, do you guys remember him from what he used to wrestle?
Yep. I can't wait to ask
he's
him
in
why.
music too?
I can't wait to ask him when he dropped Brian Knobbs on his shoulder and broke it. I hated them two fucks, man.
Oh, you didn't like Nasty Boys at all?
No, they worked hard all the time. I heard they weren't very good in the locker room. I just heard they weren't very good guys.
Oh,
I want to hear the story about Clash of the Champions where he shot Johnny Bad in the face with a confetti
In
gun.
the face with confetti.
Scared him so bad he had to wear a mask for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Hit him with a confetti gun.
And that used to be broadcast on TBS back in the day. That was the first.
Yeah.
They got to give WCW some credit because WCW, was the one that kind of did the first free per-view kind of thing. It wasn't WWE that did that. It was WCW.
Hey, don't you remember when the Nasty Boys beat the shit out of what's his name? Shamrock?
No.
Yeah, Nasty Boys beat Shamrock up for real in the locker room when he came in. They used to work hard. Nobody liked working with them.
When you say work hard, what do you mean? Like they just like
when they did a show, like they did their spots really hard, like they didn't let up. They hit you with a forearm. Hit you with a forearm.
So they're doing what Brock
They hurt
Lesnar.
you all the time.
So they're doing what Brock Lesnar did to John Cena on Saturday.
Yeah, they did. They did like
script.
Goldberg. No one liked working with him because when he hits you with that spear, he hits you with it. I mean, them guys want to work the next day. They don't want to go, you tried to work what they called soft. I mean, you're going to get hit with something every once in a while because the adrenaline's running, but you don't want to get in there and get killed because you got to go the next day and the next day and the next, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to work. It's called stiff, not hard.
Yeah. Working stiff. Okay.
They were
That's
working
good.
stiff. What they said in the article, they were working stiff with him, his tag team partner, and he's had about enough of it, so he dropped Brian Knobbs on his shoulder and broke it. That's when he got fired from WCW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
I
got
was
fired.
He didn't last too long. Okay, sure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I want to know like how this whole tag team was him and Cactus Jack came, because I think I remember them teaming like, was it maybe for like a Battle Bowl or a Halloween Havoc or something? They got something like that anyway back in those 90s when they used to do the Battle Bowl stuff and the Lethal Lottery, which they don't really do anymore, which they should do. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun because making partners, with people that you wouldn't normally expect to be partners with. It's unlikely partners. That's kind of fun. They kind of completely ruined Survivor Series nowadays because they don't allow the elimination matches anymore. They just do war games and stuff. It's just like
Then when he got
match,
Yep, he was working with Cactus Jack, but then he left Jack with Kevin Sullivan when he got fired. So, and they beat the Nasty Boys for the title match, and I think that was in.
I like Nasty Boys. I was always a big fan of theirs because I always thought they were just like any other team. I just assumed that they were professional. I just assumed they knew what they were doing, and maybe they just
they were good showmanship, and everybody liked them. They played their role well, but behind the stage and behind the scenes, I heard they weren't very good. But that's behind the scenes, and if you're not,
you never work with them at all ever? Or?
No, they were too high for us. I only worked with the guys after they were pretty well washed up and worn out,
Yeah, I wouldn't call the Bushwhackers washed up.
My father, I think this is the first time I've ever seen my father tune into a podcast I was on. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Your father is watching us?
My father, yes.
Oh, wow. I have to behave myself now.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to be nice to you. Oh, your daughter's such a sweetheart.
You want to watch her?
He knows better.
What's your dad's name?
Let me ask you a question.
Well, I didn't hear you.
Joe.
Hi, Joe. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Mad Dog.
So let me ask you a question there, Mama T, about your podcast, because something seemed off filter yesterday when I was watching. Where's your co-host?
Watched yesterday?
Yeah,
That's
I did.
To begin with.
Where's your co-host? What happened to her?
Was it not the beginning where I? Oh wait, no, I didn't explain.
No, you got into the interview and then you were.
She's got other things going on and she's taking a break right now.
So Dua said, "Bah, bah, bah."
No. No, she's got paying gigs, dude. Like she's got a life. She's got a whole.
Sure. Are you paying her to be part? Isn't Jeremy paying her to be part of the show?
He's not paying me, and I'm not paying him. So
Yeah, well, you can't pay for
we're
people.
Not monetized, so it's not.
Well, cheers to that. So, hey, I'm just being part of the roast. That's all. It's okay.
Nope. I love her. She's my sister, and there's some stuff going on that I can't talk about. So
I wish I had one of them Bud Lights. I'm thirsty.
Don't you have a bottle there somewhere, Mad Dog?
I have a bottle somewhere, but I can't find it. I think my wife hid it on me.
Oh, she's probably like, you've had enough, probably.
Yeah, she had enough of me whacking them down while I'm sitting in here. I'm in my famous knife room. I found a great collection piece to my collection this weekend, and I am very happy. I've been looking for this knife for about 15 years.
Wow.
And I stumbled on it in an old flea market.
In your room, or just something you originally purchased?
Pardon me?
In your room that you were looking for, or something you recently purchased?
I recently purchased it. Okay. I collect this one king. This is the sword. Oh, I got to turn off the background now.
Yeah, you do.
How am I going to do that? I forget. I do. I'm not very smart.
Go to settings.
Hold on. Where's settings at?
It's that gear-looking thing on the bottom.
The three
Yeah,
dots?
Mm.
I have. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay. I got
Virtual
it. Let me go to
background.
settings.
You got it.
And no background. There you go.
go.
Okay, now this is the sword. Now you see the handle. It's an eagle. It's supposed to look like an eagle. And this is the sword now. Now the collection came with a Bowie knife and a regular knife. Okay, hold on. I found. Come on. Should have been. Okay. Now I had the Bowie knife, and it's the same knife, but it's the eagle eating a snake. And on it has the king's name, which I can't pronounce it. It's in Spanish. And it has the guy written who gave it to the king. Okay. And he gave him issued him another piece that year. And it was the snake eating, the bird eating the snake. And it was the side carry. Well, I found that this weekend at a flea market. God, how you find this piece, I don't know. The guy thought it was a piece of junk. It was laying in with a bunch of trashy knives. And this thing is sterling silver. And it has the exact writing as the original made. It's one of one that you can't find nowhere. I had it appraised. And this was laying in a pile of junky knives I got for $5.
Wow.
Wow.
I got the complete set now. I got that. Now I got to find the sheaths for them. I have no sheaths, which is going to be almost impossible, but that's my next thing to do. And if I ever find them, it would be a complete miracle because they're not made out of leather. They are made out of metal. So that was my, it's a 1 in a million find. And I had no idea how I did it. But I did it.
Yeah, well, that's cool though. That's good that your long-term goal accomplished. You know?
It's kismet.
Absolutely.
I still got chills. My hair's raised. Every time I touch them, there's something about them that I don't know if I should clean them real nice because they're so. I cleaned this one.
No. Don't ever do that.
Oh, I just dropped it. This one is so beautiful. It's ridiculous. If you could see it in person, on this side, it has a bunch of pelicans standing in the water, grazing, and on this side, it has the king's name, like I said, and who issued it to the king. And I had some guy, and the writing is so old in Spanish from Spain that even the guy that spoke Spanish couldn't, you know what I mean? It's just when Spanish come out and they started writing it, he couldn't even interpret it to me the right way. But man, I tell you, when I had it appraised, they told me anywhere from $6 to $10 grand.
Wow.
But to find the other one in a pile of rusty knives, it was like, oh! And I said to the guy, here, he said, here, give me $4 for that old letter opener. I'm like, yeah, letter opener. I said, I'm only going to give you 2. He said, oh, come on, there's enough there in scrap. Give me 4. I'm like, oh, I don't even want it. I threw it back on the table. And fuck you, don't take it. I'm like, okay, here's $4.
Wow,
Okay, say hi to Allie. Yes, we're live, Allie. That's why that the little we're live. And hi, Ricky. Ricky's watching.
Yeah, say hi to everybody. Never do that. Is our boy watching? What's his name? Danny.
I haven't seen Donald keep on here yet.
Yeah,
we have no idea. We have no idea.
Her anniversary is this week. I called him, wished him, told him I was sorry, but
interesting. Yeah, no, not a whole lot been going on here. I mean, here this past weekend, we just been.
What's that, antique man?
Oh, you got some knives too, or something that looks like you're.
It was my parents'. It's a letter opener.
Yeah.
And it has pennies in there from 1975. They're uncirculated. All I got to do now, if I want, is figure out how to melt this up and not ruin the pennies.
Oh.
Because they're uncirculated, which means it could be worth a little bit. Yeah.
More than a penny?
They're worth more than a penny.
Yeah, I think they would be uncircumcised pennies.
Uncirculated footage.
But
Uncirculated
it's a keepsake, so I probably won't do anything with it. But open
You
letters
get that
once in a
plastic.
while.
If you want to do that, just cut the tip of the back out.
Yeah, it's
Circumcised, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
You got to watch them uncircumcised pennies will get you.
Yeah.
it's not just plastic. It's a real hard ceramic. What would that be?
I can't see it very well.
I know
but,
what you're. I know.
Listen
the
to
word
me.
you're
Take a
looking for.
picture of it and send it to me, and I'll look it up for
It's
you.
All right, I'll
Take
do
a
that.
picture of it, send it to me, and I'll find out what it is and what you can do with it.
All
What
right.
is this stuff called? It's. I know exactly what you're talking about, and
For Micah,
It's on the. You see it? It's on the tip of my
quit
tongue.
sticking your tongue out, huh? It's been a while.
I'm glad I'm
Yeah.
not the only one with dementia, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I call
Anyway,
mine fibro fog.
For Micah, from
Formaldehyde.
plastic.
No, it's
Frosty the Snowman.
It's I know what you mean. See, I can't think of plastic. I know what it is.
You
It's
usually
covered
use
in
them
plastic.
floors and countertops.
none of us can think of the word though.
Mhm.
Well, think of it later.
That's why we're on this show.
It's not acrylic, is it?
Acrylic
maybe.
enamel.
I think that's what the. I think
It's not
That's
acrylic.
what
It's
I
ceramic coat.
it's
Mama T, see what you started?
Yeah.
Now we're all going to be doing this all night, and then our guests are going to be on it. Someone's going to yell, and he's going to look at it all like, "Why did she yell that?"
I'll call you at 2 in the morning. I'll call you.
Yeah.
I'll be
Let us
up.
know.
Me
Let
and
us
Mama
know.
T will be up. We got insomnia.
Well, I'm sure. Antique Man would be up too because I found a video you lost in the wild there, Antique Man. I don't know if you can explain this or not, but I want to show you guys this.
Oh boy.
I'm looking for a white lady that's tattooed and dominant and be willing to put me in a dress and beat the shit out of me. Call me. I'm the Sissy of Fremont Street, 15th and Fremont. Sissy Gemini, 904.
Can you
epoxy
explain that a
resin.
little? What?
Epoxy resin.
Is that what you got? You got that from the video? Jeez.
No,
Wow.
it's that resin. It's resin. It's epoxy resin.
So, Antique Man, what's that all about?
I don't know. I couldn't hear. There was no sound at my end.
Oh, well, here, let us
But
try.
no,
it.
you don't have to play it again. I don't know what it was. Didn't-
Yeah,
Oh,
and then he posts those videos. That guy posts videos like that, and then he like at the end, sometimes he'll be like, "No weirdos, please. Serious inquiries only. No weirdos." That's like saying, "I need somebody to meet me in the woods with a shovel and a hammer
Yeah.
and a rope. No weirdos, please."
And yet a guy like that he'll make with a following. That'll give lots of views and everything. Yeah, I do the same thing, and it'll probably give me 20 views or whatever, plus a band probably. It sounds kind of funny because I got some videos of Mama T here. Last week I was kind of, we're talking about some of the things that she was out in the wild doing, supposedly, and I got a few of those. Plus, I feel bad that her and Sweetie are on a break, so I'm gonna try to hook her up with some people I found on video here that I think that match what you're looking for, maybe. So I'm gonna try to help you. It's all part. It's because you want to do a roast on me, and I'm allowing it. So I'm gonna kind of help you too a little. It's next week, but I'm giving you a small preview of what I'm saying this week. So and it keeps us entertained for a little while too. So, but here, let me show you.
That beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, I think I'll show you the first one here because you never know. I mean, this guy could be what you're looking for. We'll see.
What I'm looking for in a lover is someone who can take care of my 3 daughters, a mom for them and a hot mama for me. I have not been in love, much to the chagrin of my first wife. I would describe myself as a success. If you're looking for a guy who makes $51K a year, if you're looking for a guy who's got a convertible, I'm your man. If you're looking for a guy who's adventurous and sexy, let's just say that Next to my waterbed is a can of whipped cream and some cherries. My hidden talents include some very good impressions. Johnny Carson. What would my 3 wishes be? Well, I'd like to have a dinner one time. I'd like to have Sheena Easton, Tom Selleck, and Abraham Lincoln over for dinner. I know how to charm the socks off people. I often go to restaurants and I will, while people are eating, I'll start talking to them. I'm the kind of guy who will bring out the best in a night. My ideal romantic partner is you look like Sheena Easton, you wear high heels, and lots of crimson lipstick as well. That's just a thing I like.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, okay, that's not a good impression. He's not sexy. I mean, well, the money in the car sounds sexy, but yeah, no, high heels, I'd break my ankle. Sorry.
You better have a pecker that long.
That long?
Oh my God! I've watched Instagram and I found this site called VHS Dates, and it's a whole bunch of like all these people from like the 80s or 90s or whatever doing a profile, and that's going to be kind of an interesting new segment for us, I think, because you're just so funny, So that's a no for right now. For
no,
this
I swiped. You saw me swipe, right?
Yeah. I think most of these will be swipeable probably, but hey, you never know. You might find the one that's then you'll find out the guy's probably been dead for like 20 years probably because they're all good.
And in a couple of years, I might be looking for him.
Well, recently, I see that Mama T was on an adventure with her boyfriend in Alaska, and this is what happened, I guess.
Everyone says you'll spot a bald eagle in Alaska.
Well, isn't it your lucky day? She's bald and she looks like an eagle. Got something for me to perch on? My God.
Both men and salmon came upstream to spawn.
Looking to spawn? I have some eggs that need fertilizing.
Those barnacles have really dug in there, huh?
Barnacle free over here. Just got tested. Want to take a closer look for yourself?
I'm good. Free taste Alaska's salmon.
Oh. You want a free taste? I got something free taste. Mine's more like a halibut. Salty.
Okay. This is a view.
You can say that again. Wowee! Those are some juicy acorns.
Will you leave my acorns alone? Well, now that's a gaping hole.
Well, lucky for you, mine's not. Mine's tight. I do Kegels.
Yeah. Sounds nice.
I'm doing them right now.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think you're doing those Kegels right.
Oh my God! Look at them acorns.
Yeah, acorns. I tell you.
He looked like a squirrel looking for a nut.
Oh, yeah, well.
He wasn't here to find one.
I think her partner there is actually the nut that she found because they're actually, I think, an actual couple. I believe that's why they do the skits together. Because it started from a Happy Gilmore thing, because the guy looked like Skeeter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, well, he's in Happy Gilmore too, but he looks just like he is anyway.
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah. So.
And Peekman, you're looking sexier and sexier.
Man, you are, dude.
I just got a message, and it was words, not a picture, but. We might have to figure out how to break down that epoxy without melting the paint.
Maybe.
Oh, you guys are so hilarious.
What's going on here that I don't know about?
Oh, I sent you a note.
You know how you boys are always sending me private messages during the show.
Oh,
I sent her a note.
You and your brother are the only ones. Come on now.
And Tony, I sent you a note too. That says the 1975 pennies uncirculated, can be anything worth 35 cents to $10,000.
Wow.
So
My
anyway,
luck, it'll be the 30. Your luck, Antique Man, it'll be the 35 cents, my man.
yeah, well, that's more than a penny.
Yeah, that is
It'd be
true.
worth breaking a whatever glass, and we can't remember what it is.
$1.05. Wow.
Hey, it'd be worth breaking that whatever it is. We can't figure out what it is to get them.
That's right.
You have 3 of them. Did we ever figure out what kind of glass that is?
No.
Epoxy resin. It's not glass.
Yeah, it's hard plastic.
Yeah,
Hard
it's
plastic.
epoxy resin. Like if you're doing like a
Okay, Mom,
countertop
see, now
and you
you're
want inlays or something, you put this
now you're in the
epoxy over the top
epoxy.
of it,
Now
and
you
it
know
gets
what you're
solid.
talking about.
It feels like an
Just don't listen to me. You just look at me. You just objectify me.
You know I love you.
Wow, that's Scream's date
I could
right
be on
there.
mute the whole show. Everybody would, you guys would still be talking to me.
Come on,
So-
so wouldn't be a show without you, sweet pea.
So let me ask you there, Mama T, what did you do this weekend? Because I see there was a big old festival going on in McIntosh. What was that all about? Was that their fall fest?
It's Harvest Fest. They do it every year. It's they've
Okay.
got vendors, they've got food trucks, they've got all kinds of little craft stands. All the local shops they're all women owned, and they all have like their little sales, and they're open all weekend. And then the bar had $5 burgers all weekend or all day on Saturday, and then there was live music that evening.
Okay.
It was a good weekend.
$5 burgers, man.
And I don't think I had to buy myself one drink.
Interesting. That sounds like a good one.
I don't remember. I might have. Probably not.
Well, I saw videos from you. That's how I knew. I didn't know it.
I wish I was a girl, man.
Oh yeah, Pam's a friend of mine. She actually just bought these buildings that are along the highway. One used to be a bait shop. One used to be a gas station.
Yeah.
And she's turning them into like an art studio and craft store and stuff like that. And then she helps out at the bar a lot. And she's a musician, obviously. And she used to be a lawyer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she Bobby actually she represented Bobby in one of his cases, and she like a year after Bobby and I were together, he actually ended up recording one of her albums for her in his studio.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So a lot of things have been going on as far as yesterday they had we weren't going to talk about it, but I figured maybe we should talk about it to get everybody's opinion about what you guys saw, because it's going on in the world and everybody's been talking about it here and there, and I feel like this show's kind of goes wherever. I mean, everybody has their own party, what they like and everything, and I'm talking about the whole thing with Charlie Kirk.
I knew where you were going with that.
Yesterday they had the big memorial for that, and I guess they were saying that it was the most at a funeral for something like this since like JFK and Martin Luther King Jr. I think they said they had like over 300,000 people or something over in Arizona over there at the arena over there. So I don't know. I mean, any thoughts at all? We don't have to say too much. I just want kind of your personal thoughts.
Well, I don't talk about politics or my political views. I don't post that on social media because to me it's personal. And but I will say this: whether I agree with your personal beliefs or your political views, I do not condone assassinating someone, and I will not ever say, "Oh, well, he deserved it."
Not in front of his family.
Not at all. No one deserves to be.
I know, but man, his kids were there right in front.
Exactly. Like these kids are already traumatized, and there's these people going online. Oh well, it's my freedom of speech that I can say how I feel about it. Yes, that is your freedom of speech, But you have to face the consequences for your freedom of speech as well. I did make a live video, was it last Friday or Saturday, about, this man didn't deserve to die just because he doesn't believe what you believe, or didn't practice what you practice, or didn't have the same views on things that you do. That's just spreading hate. That's just spreading hatred. Like, what kind of people condone? I mean, maybe Hitler would be the only one I would have been agreeable with being assassinated,
Yeah, I
Jeffrey
don't know.
Dahmer.
I don't know. It's just weird, when people talk about all this stuff, when it comes to this, because I've seen some of the videos of people, losing your job, everybody, getting fired for talking how they really want to feel. And then the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel is like, I kind of like Jimmy Kimmel. I like all the late night shows because that's kind of what this show's kind of inspired by, late night programming and whatnot, and by the icons of the past, and what we have currently and everything. And yes, the shows have changed compared to what they used to be like. They're not all like how they used to be. But I feel like they should go back to just care more about comedy and just letting the news people report about the news and letting the comedians just do the comedy. That's what it's supposed to be. When you get a guest on, you talk about what they're up to, what they're currently promoting. That's kind of what we do on our show here. We talk about stuff like, we don't ask, oh, who do you believe in? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite? What's your religion? What's this? What's that?
Do you like the rainbow flag?
Yeah.
Do
Do you like the rainbow
Trump?
flag? I like the rainbow flag. Yeah.
Do you
That's
believe
right.
in abortion? None of that is anybody's business. Like,
Yeah, we don't care about asking those type of questions. Let everybody else ask those questions. They want to be stupid. I don't want to ask those
there's a
questions.
platform for everything.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, late night shows have changed, and I think that they need to go back to, because I just heard they reinstated the Jimmy Kimmel show, so it'll be back starting tomorrow again. But I feel like they need to just not care about politics because they're not going to change the way politics are no matter what, no matter what's going on in the world. Go back to being comedy, funny stuff, when you do your monologues and stuff like that. And then I think, then most people will understand, because it's
Yeah,
like,
go ahead and pick on people like you used to. Roast
yeah,
people like you used to. But for God's sake, keep the politics out of it. Like,
let's CNN
they
and
used
Fox
to be
News
able,
and all that.
okay, so there have been the late night talk show hosts that have picked on the presidents or blah blah blah, and most presidents are just like, oh ha ha, that's a funny guy,
Yeah.
like, because to be in your position, you gotta
You
have
think
thick
you're
skin,
funny?
like you would say.
You busting
Yeah.
my nuts? You think you're funny? You funny?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
funny?
right?
Ha ha! Funny? She thinks he's
Not to
funny.
mention that they have these writers that actually are the ones that write all this stuff too, to tell them what to say. So it's like, I mean, in this situation, who do you really blame? Do you blame the writers? Do you blame the person who said it? You just blame the time
I
that we're
think
in.
Jimmy Kimmel might have went off script on that one myself.
I didn't actually watch it.
I mean,
They're bringing him
like
back.
you said, he should have he should have stuck with what he does the best, his comedy. Shouldn't have, but you shouldn't discuss stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even that's his feelings. I understand that, but
Antique Man, what do you think?
take it wrong way. You know what I mean?
What's in your mind there, Antique Man? Talk to
Well,
us.
I think Mama T stated it very well in the beginning there. And so I would go with what Mama T said. As for late night shows, I didn't know there were any because I'm lights out at 9 o'clock.
Oh, they exist, my friend. They
You
exist.
agree with me, Antique Man? You're pretty smart for a person with a penis.
Wow. I'd like to see you go say that to somebody. Say that to a person or a waiter at the restaurant. Say, yeah, you got some good food for a guy with a penis. Or you make really good food.
Just saying.
Just saying.
It's not you guys' fault that you were born with penises instead of brains. I mean,
well, we think with our little head, not with our big ones.
there's a lot of men that can go back and forth. You just can't use both of them at the same time.
Well, you can.
When the little one starts talking, the big one shuts up and listens.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Sometimes. Oh, anyway, so that's all I really wanted to say about that because I mean, just to get our points on. If we had everybody else over here, I know John Roberts would be definitely time to have something to say about that. That's why I wish he was on here tonight because he would have
Where is
definitely.
Jean Claude?
He's busy. He's busy. He might be back next week for the birthday episode. Then he'll be gone for sure for Beats for a couple weeks. So after that, so
Yeah, he did mention last time he was on that he was going to be
and that
busy.
means he's going to be missing out on our big interview with Paul Myers in a couple weeks because that's the author of the new John Kennedy book. I sent to everybody a PDF file version of the digital copy of that so that you have something to read if you want. And I'm sure everybody knows what a PDF file is. I'm hoping anyway.
What?
No.
I don't have to explain that to you. But it was free from the publisher. So while I'm waiting for my actual physical copy of it because I haven't received that yet. However, I did receive the physical copy of the book from our guest last week, Brian Sullivan. I'll show you guys here. I have it right here. It's got it here. Just last Tuesday, the day after we did the interview. See that one?
Wow.
Yeah. It's a good
That's
book.
cool.
500 pages.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I didn't.
Any pictures?
Oh, there's lots of pictures, but you have to buy it to see that.
I'm gonna have to get that one. Yeah.
No, what I've been doing lately is if we're gonna have a guest on, I want to make sure somehow, some way, if they're gonna be like promoting a book or something, I want to make sure I want to see if I can get a couple copies or whatever. Most of the time they always just send one copy, but if they send more than one, then I'll send it. Give you guys a copy or pick somebody that I'll give a copy to, and that way at least some of us are educated on stuff. Because I got a lot of books from past things and past guests. I gave Mama T a few books that we had from other authors that have been on the show.
I was going to say, I feel like it's usually me because,
well, you're close by.
I know how to read.
Well, you're close by. I mean, and you have a lot of time, so I'm sure you. Do you ever read that Blues Brothers book at all?
I've been trying to go back and forth. When I get bored, I go back and forth in between them. I've read a little bit out of each one of them, actually, that you've given me. The VHS one, the Back in Time one.
Yeah, Jeff Tucker, the book that I gave you.
He's a real motherfucker.
Very, very, very good, very good author. Definitely a fan of Back to the Future, that's for sure. I wish I could get him back on because he was I've been airing a lot of stuff on Grand Forks Best Sources lately with just some old footage and stuff, some archive footage that that's been on my YouTube channel for a while, and I did that this weekend with the tribute to Reb Ryder. I did air the documentary that I aired last week on Grand Forks Best Source, and I haven't really got any feedback on it yet, but I don't know if anybody really, who saw it, who didn't, but I don't know. I took Mama T's advice anyway, trying to do it on a bigger platform. See what happens, but
oh my God, somebody actually took my advice.
Well, yeah, give her a heart attack.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so
I get people advice all the time, and they don't take it, and then they turn around. Oh God! Look what happened! Look what happened to me. Well, why don't you? You want me to feel sorry for you, but you know what?
Yeah, but how about if they take your advice and it happens? Oh, look what happened to me because I took Mama T's advice.
You know what? I have never had that experience. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to give you advice.
My wiener.
I tell you what, if Mama T and I were actually a real couple, we'll just say if we were, and I had to pick a first date and what we would do, this is what she and I would do.
Oh man! Yes! Whoa! Oh man! Wow. Oh.
See, that would be ridiculous because then my expectations for the excitement for the whole evening would be so.
I hate roller coasters.
What you would be able to perform.
I'm afraid of roller coasters.
I think we're going pretty fast. Would that be you screaming or would that be me screaming?
That would be
both
you.
be screaming.
I would have to wear
Would
my
not even
Depends.
get on
More than a
something
roller
like that.
coaster make me scream.
Oh, I'll make you scream, but not on that roller coaster. I would
No.
not get on that. No way, no fucking
Oh, yeah.
how.
It's probably a weight limit too. There.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm glad. I've never been on a roller coaster. I'm never getting on one.
You don't ever see any really big people on roller coasters at all, or Ferris wheels or anything else really. Got to be a weight
I'm
limit.
glad.
If
You would
there
never
was
catch me
a
on one of them fucking things.
Just letting you know, if there was ever a first date, Frankie, I got drugged and blacked out.
I threw up on a Ferris wheel. I threw
Oh.
up on a carousel.
If there was a first date, I bet you Neil Carlson would report about that. It'd be breaking news.
Well, what's the name of that one fair in Minnesota?
Oh, Valley Fair.
Minnesota Fair?
Okay, yeah, we went to Valley Fair one year, and
Valley Fair, yeah.
they got this corkscrew roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll do that, but I do not want to be in the last car because the last car looks like everyone's going to fall off.
Oh, sure.
So you stand in line and they start loading people and you're following instructions and you're getting in, they're strapping you in.
And you're the last car.
It's starting to chug off and I'm going, oh, fuck, man, I'm in the last car.
So you got to hold on tight. You got to hold on tight there, I tell you.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Well, we got this ride. We got this ride called the Jackrabbit in Pittsburgh, and it's got a double hump. And I was so heavy I could never attach the belt. And my dad's like, "You little fat bastard! I gotta hold you there." He couldn't get the belt on, and that double bump, you come out. He had me by the seat of my pants. He's like, "Grab me, pull me back in."
And that's why you got into wrestling, because they have bigger belts.
No, that's why I never got back into another roller coaster as long as I lived. Because I figured if the belt don't fit, I could never keep myself from flying out of the son of a bitch. And
I don't mind them, but
my dad would tell me we couldn't get the belt on because he wanted to ride it. And I'm like, Dad, tell the belt don't fit. He said, shut up. I'll hold you. I'm like, how are you going to hold me? Who's going to hold you? The Jackrabbit had this double dip. It went 1 and 1 in it and made you come out of your seat whether you had a belt on or not.
Right.
Never forget that. Never got back on as long as I lived. Anyway.
And I don't think I've ever been on a roller coaster as far as I know. I don't really like it's not that I'm afraid of it. It's just that, I'm just a little afraid of it.
I don't mind them, but the jerking actually kind of hurts my back,
Oh, sure.
That's why I always take the lower position.
Yeah, what's that underneath?
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Mama T.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. All right, too.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
All you have to say is jerking position. Well,
hey, Mama T, is your dad still watching?
God, I hope not.
Well, if he's watching, I hope he knows that this. We love guys like this guy here on our show.
We hear the word nuts, N-U-T-S. And we think of walnuts, pecans, almonds, all kinds of nuts that you crack open a little shell and eat it. And it's good for you because it has good firmament in the nut ingredients itself to give you energy. Well, I took the word nuts apart. N-U-T-S. And I came up with a saying that identifies the word nuts. Here's what it says for. N-U-T-S stands for never underestimate the spirit. Yeah.
That guy just looks nuts.
Oh, that poor man. He's been losing his mind for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And now he actually looks like he is, too.
Yeah, he looks nuts.
That happens when you get older.
I love him. I've always loved him. I can't agree with everything he says, but he's a character. He's a character. Speaking of character, when does our guest come on? Because I heard he's a big Jimi Hendrix fan.
Guess we'll be coming on in about another hour.
Another hour, right?
Well, you remember we started at 4:30. That's the
we got
pre-show.
more kids that did this to my bladder.
Okay. well, if you got to take a squirt, take a squirt. You know, I mean,
I'm thinking, you know what? I'm thinking maybe I should just get a porta potty up here. And use it for my
I mean, you're able to
storage
last
here.
an hour for your talk show or whatever, your podcast, you know, talking to some random dude or whatever. So, you know, it's like, well, you know,
Okay, so you're saying that he's going to come on at what time?
in about 1 hour, about 6:30.
Okay, about 6. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So the pre-show starts at 4:30. You guys just came on a little early. Our time starts at 5. So
I just want to make sure I got everything right here.
it's all right. That's why I gave us plenty of stuff to talk about. We got lots of stuff to talk about. I got more videos to show you.
Hey,
Plus, we got
How about that? How about our things we're supposed to show today?
Well, I got yours. I was just going to say that we're going to be showing a Mad Dog segment here in a little bit too. So we got lots of stuff to fill. So don't worry. Calm down.
You bet.
You have to.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Anyway, hey, next week my birthday episode. You guys all be prepared with a good a roast. So you know that'll be more exciting.
Now, what date is what's the date of your birthday?
The 30th.
All right.
Next Tuesday. But since our episodes are on Mondays, that's why it's the day before my birthday.
So
But
come up with some dirty shit by next week.
Yeah, come up with the most dirtiest, filthiest. I don't care. I'll handle it. I can take care of
But
it.
you're kind of girly, and I
can't be ignorant. I'm not like
how old you're going to be.
42.
You want to ask a lady their age.
Well, I know how old you are. Yeah,
Well, I'm
but
not that lady either.
I'm 42. Or I will be 42.
You're just a fucking puppy.
Puppy. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, puppy. I don't feel like a puppy.
22 years.
42.
Yeah, I hurt.
I've got stains in my underwear older than that.
No, that's great.
I got bags older than that.
I got underwear older than that.
Yeah.
You can't take somebody else's junk bed, though.
No, he has stains. I have underwear.
Yeah.
You have holes that are like big and wide all the time. You've been farting all the time.
Jesus God, Frankie, you're a youngster.
Yeah, I don't feel like I mean, luckily I have my hair, head of hair here, but Jesus, it was like I have a little bit of arthritis. I have, you know, I can hurt myself by doing nothing. You know, it's like, you know,
you son of a bitch.
Well, yeah, you are getting to the age where you sleep wrong, and you feel like something ran you over in your sleep.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with me. It's just I look normal, right?
Most of it's mental.
We'll worry about that. Yeah. We'll worry about that looking right in the next week, Frankie.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. Well, before then, we have lots of good humor in the show. That we know what's coming. Well, you don't know what's coming, but you know, we're trying to set Mama T up on a good date. You know, with you know, some qualified candidates here, and I got another candidate here that I think you know she might enjoy. Let's take a watch.
What am I looking for in a lover? Well, that's. Whew. I would describe myself as driven. I was a pilot for many years. That comes with a lot of dedication. I don't cook. I can have a microwave meal. I think when people meet me, particularly women, they will see some qualities in me that are desirable. There won't be a Christmas that's not full of gifts. 1 or 2 gifts. Well, I've been married to my career for quite some time, and I haven't thought a lot about this. I wouldn't mind the gentle, soft touch of a woman. Have I been in love before? Well, I don't want to be inappropriate. Okay, I'll start by saying that. Maybe there's a morning breakfast involved where there's a handhold. I don't know if that I would date someone who isn't a churchgoer. That's optional. Maybe I could get through it. I definitely try my darndest to respect my ladies' boundaries. You want to sleep in on a Sunday? Hey, not my thing. But boy, I'll lay there.
I feel like I'll lay there is probably part of his bed life.
Yeah, maybe he's staring at you while he's laying there. Yeah. Are you up yet?
After you gave your mustache right here.
You want to sleep in on a Sunday, honey? I sleep in every day. And the gifts, the gifts, the one or two gifts.
I mean, mean, you don't go to church on Sunday, Mama T? You look like a churchgoer. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You look like a nun.
That really just proves that you don't ever listen to a word I say, for one thing.
Like one of those horny
Secondly,
nuns.
I would probably go up in flames if I walked through the doors.
Oh, everybody says that.
Hell.
You'll be fine. God forgives you.
God
We're all
forgives.
sinners here. We're all sinners, especially Mama T. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Aww.
All right, so why don't we do this? Just to be fair to everybody, just so that everybody has a chance to kind of stretch their legs a little bit, whatnot. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll take like a 15-minute break. We'll come back, and we'll continue the rest of the second half of the show. How's that sound? Because I'm sure everybody wants to take a squirt anyway. I'm sure. Can't hold it for another hour and a half. So, Mama T especially. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back. All right?
Hey, if I lose you guys, we got a bad storm coming through right now, and I'm losing my lights and everything. So,
all right. Ready for it.
I hope nothing happens. Okay, I'll see you in about
10 minutes.
Gotcha.
All right.
I'm going to go make a...
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news. Interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
Yeah. It's like this. It's like this. Yeah. Should I be like Saddam Hussein or Gotham's Bruce Wayne? It's driving me insane. They don't like it either way. Somebody gotta hate as soon as they hear your name. That's why I'm just Clark Kent trying to get me a Lois Lane. So follow a law or follow a law. When one leads to the other, I just follow my heart. But my mind wanders sometimes, now I feel like I'm lost. Right back to the beginning, I don't know where to start. Down a crooked beaten path to follow the straight and narrow. Unfamiliar terrain got me looking for arrows. But I'm trapped inside a maze with no brain like a scarecrow. More heart than a lion, got me lying with the pharaohs. I ain't lying. I heard fibbing goes unforgiven. Sinning is long lived, even if you only live in. Cause you can't get in without his permission. So are you gonna make the right choice, a righteous decision? It's up to you. Made some mistakes, maybe one or two. Opportunities knocking, no option but to buzz them through. Take advantage of the next man for what he doesn't do. And recognize the snakes when they standing right in front of you. And out of 100 dudes, just one of you the boss. And eventually it's guaranteed you'll be double-crossed. And most of you posthumously will be forgot. I'd have seen it all before on my journey to the top. But the journey never stops, cause the yearning never quits. And the burning never halts, cause the fire's infinite. Been digging in the dirt just to try to get the gems. Working mental repetitions like my mind is in the gym. This life is like a game, sometimes this life is like pretend. I keep deciphering these codes just to try to get the win. They stuck on their convictions, no saliva and no prints. I learned to let go of revenge and I've been better ever since, look. Yeah, I've been better ever since. Now life is not so grim through this violet color lens, look. Yeah, I've been better ever since. Only thing I care about now is my rider and my twins, look. Been better ever since. You may not understand it, but I got myself convinced. Been better ever since. Ever since the day I learned to let go and forgive, look. Ever since the day I learned to let go and forgive, look.
my buddy Ben Hur. Gone too soon, but the memories flare. In 54 to 24, his soul declared. Now pilot stop, I just stand and stare. I was called, I'll start back in 14, yeah. Radio waves, our voices careen. We spun our dreams, life was serene. Became my brother, our bond was clean. We lived the fast lane, truck stops to shows. Showered every mile, counting highs and lows. Through the static years, spoke of brighter tomorrows. Our laughter bounced off semi-truck windows and smoky old cabins. Our stories would grow, felt invincible, rolling where the cold winds blow. Been here, my brother, where'd you roam? Your memories a highway we once called home. From Pilot's glow in December snow, we rode the waves of rapid fire radio. In 24, the world grew colder, without your shadow walking shoulder to shoulder. My heart's heavy with the weight of dust. Passing trucks, they whisper like the voice of us. In diesel dreams, you're still on the mic, crackling through the speakers on a starless night. We were kings of asphalt, truth and myth. Our tales bold, our spirits lift. But now you're riding past that golden shore. Let me hear just one moment more. Ben Hur, your echo fills the room. A legend lost, moan out of rules. Crow's backs rare, man, we had the rhythm, a cadence that's rare. Life's road was rugged, but we didn't care. From Pilot's lights to midnight prayers, two souls in tune like a perfect snare. Then the night of '94 hit us unaware. Lost my brother, the burden I bear. Echoes of your laughter filling the air. Every mile I drive, feel you everywhere. Ben Hur, my brother, you left a hole, a part of my soul where you it stole. A miner at the Pilot, the coffee's gone cold. Thinking about the stories that we ain't told. Your seat's empty, our pair now on hold. Without my wingman, the silence takes hold. In the booth we sat and the world was spin. Now every static crackle brings you back again. Our rapid fire radio now silent within. I pour one out for you, let the memories begin. Ben Hur, you cowboy, you rode through the storm. Our brotherhood's treasure, a bond was born.
There it spins on a holder so sure,
And stalwarts we really can't ignore. Oh, this road be my savior once more.
it's the charm, the cheer of the weary. Dear old, don't you roll away.
Many times you've been spinning around my bathroom door. In the corner of the room where we keep the stock, had a pile up to the door. Now there's just this rock. Oh, this road. In its grace it stands so bold. You're my white round night when the times get cold. Dear road, I pray you'll hold. For many moons you've ruled this homely throne.
When the shells,
they're all bare and the world's in a swirl. You're my last, my trusty twirl in the quiet. When it's just you and I seek when life's events unfold.
In this refuge you stand alone so prized.
We've unfurled moments, in you I confide. Dear old, through tough times we stroll. Saw the best, saw the worst of me. Through every laugh, every cry and plea. With comfort you cradle my weary soul. Dear old, you're worth your weight in gold.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade.
Everybody just rocking out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So what's going on with your camera then? I mean, it's working now. Fine now there, Antique Man, but you were having some issues, it seemed like it.
I did have some issues, but story of my life.
Yeah, let's not get into that. Huh?
Yeah, no. I could almost qualify to be an IT guy, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, getting better at it.
Oh, that's good. Hey, I mean, you figured out what a USB is, you know, and how to plug it in. So that's half the battle right there.
Yeah, it's half the battle.
And at least it's not stuck right on your laptop or whatever, you know, like some people just have the camera in their laptop or tablet. And that's all they. Once that goes, then they're screwed. They have to figure out, you know, what to do, whatever. So.
Yeah, now I've got my phone going here, and then I also got the desktop on. And desktop, everybody's comes on just, you know, it's delayed.
Oh, okay.
So if you say hello.
Yeah, no. Okay, you said everybody comes on. No wonder the keys are sticky, right? Like, that's probably why it's not working.
Yeah, no, it's working now.
Well,
See,
Mama T was
okay, so
inappropriate.
my father, he did see one of my podcasts or one of my live videos once, and or maybe even it was just a post, but I was cussing, and he didn't really care for me cussing, and
No.
so I'm thinking, if he didn't care for me cussing, he probably wasn't watching anymore after he noticed I was smoking and drinking on camera.
Yeah, it's a dad-daughter thing. I don't want to watch my daughters swearing and smoking and talking about sex.
Right. And you know, he used to drink a lot when I was growing up, and he's since quit, and you know, I mean,
He
I
doesn't want
understand
to
it.
make the mistakes that he's made, but you know, it's like it's kind of too late already. You know, it's like
I'm
do what I
a
want.
grown ass adult. I make my own decisions, and I
Yeah.
don't drink because my mom drank or because my dad drank. I drink because I drink because I want to.
Yeah, you're a grown-ass adult, which the difference between you and me is that I'm just a grown ass.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
is your dad not watching now?
I don't think I'm guessing he's not, just
Okay.
because.
Because I just wanted to make one comment when you were talking about wet spots.
You were talking about wet spots, not me.
I was just
You were.
or maybe Tony was talking about, Mad Dog was talking about it. I was just gonna clarify one thing, okay? Can I just clarify one thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't leave a wet spot. I leave a dry one.
At this age, it's all dust, right?
Yeah,
Well,
off.
once a
If you
month.
leave a piss and you get a hiss, that's a rupture.
A little bit of pressure built up, and then poof.
Okay, I'm done.
It takes baby powder.
Yeah, baby powder.
All right. Well, on that note, you know, we're gonna switch now to Mad Dog segments.
Nobody's here to see it.
Nobody's here to see it, but everybody's here to see it. You know, they'll see it if they watch the reruns. I guess if they get the runs, and they'll see it, and that's probably what this video will probably do. You know, after we show. I'm just kidding. Anyway, you wanna do an introduction at all to let people know what we're seeing and so you have an idea of what's going on.
This was my is this the wrestling match, huh?
That's what you sent me.
This was a charity event in my home neighborhood, and they said the Mad Dog was washed up, so I come and did a charity event for a young kid who was murdered in our park by a drive-by shooting that wasn't aimed for him. So Mad Dog come through, and I did a spot as a manager for one of the guys. Excuse me. And I did a little spot where I promised my wife where I wouldn't get hurt, or I wouldn't overspend myself. So here we are. Let's run the footage. I think I did a pre-interview, then the rest of the match, then my after interview.
Yeah, I'm not gonna air all that stuff because that's just all just you. I'm just gonna air one clip, and that's just the other wrestling.
Okay, let's go. Do it.
Because you're not really doing anything. You're just doing, you know, you're doing a lot, but you're not doing like a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I always do a lot without doing a lot.
Yeah. Here we go.
Come on, man, dog. Back away. Come on now. Answer yourself.
See, that's me. I'm the manager there. The guy I managed, the yellow shorts, he just got knocked out the yellow.
Come on in. Come on. Come on.
Guy in the orange is egging me on.
No, hey, get off of him. Come on.
Now I'm going after his manager. I punch his manager and knock him out. Now I grab him and pull him through the rope. And I punch him.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you're doing all
I throw him in the ring. Get him! And my guy pins him. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, pedigree, huh?
And that's That's my come out of retirement at 64 years old to help out.
I want to rewind a little bit.
Good
go
job.
back to
Good job.
I want to show you. Go back to here though. It's just
Show
really,
that blood.
I mean, no, I'm just like, you know, I first I'm really seeing you in real action, you know. So this is like, you know, amazing to see
hitting
this.
the post.
You grab the guy and you get all focused on him and
Let's
go
hit
home.
the ring post. There you go. I knocked out the manager before that. I don't think you've seen that.
No. That's crazy.
Wait, how did this come out of retirement? Wasn't there one more video before this one where you were actually in the ring?
Well,
Or is this the same one?
Our football field where you live. I live right up the street from here.
Yeah. But I remember you coming out of that building. I remember seeing a video. You weren't coming out.
Yeah, and he didn't show that part of me as the Hall of Famer of Mount Washington. Now I'm going to get in the ring, which I can't get in that way anymore. I could try to come up on the ring post today.
Before you all leave.
You should have better day here. That would have been fun.
He's always funny. Yeah!
Oh, those were the days, huh? I can't even walk anymore. I wish I could be getting back in there. That was the organization I wrestled for 20 years. This is the last year they're running. They're up for sale, and I don't think nobody's buying them, but the last match is December 4th, which I'll be doing a battle royale with them.
All right.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
So
that'll be.
Well, there you go. That's the bad I'm saying. But now I wasn't going to use all the other footage, but it's like it ends up being like a 10-minute video and all that stuff. And
yeah,
like,
I know it took up too
I
much
just want
time.
to get to the main parts of you actually seeing you compete. You know, because I thought that was pretty neat. You know, it's like wow. You know, throw the guy into the ring and he really actually sold it. You know, it's like wow, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, the rest of it was mostly just. I think I've seen those other clips. I think it's mostly just like hyping up and
yeah.
And see, next time you guys do the segments, when I ask you to do segments again, don't send them to the Renegade Radio. Just send them to me.
Okay.
I don't want nobody else to see them because I feel like I give it all away. You know.
All right, my bad.
So you want to be a surprise to everybody.
Okay,
So that when we come to broadcasting time, you know, then it's like
have actual reactions. You mean?
yeah. So it's, you know, that's the best reaction I think. You know.
Hey, Mini Me is watching.
Mini you.
Margaret.
Well, good. Then she'll watch this next clip here because you know another potential stepfather for her that I think would be perfect for you. And you know, let's continue here.
Listen, ladies, let me tell you right now. You're going out with me. You're gonna have a good time. I'm coming to get you. Okay, I'm coming to pick you up. I'm coming to take you out for a night on the town. We're going for drinks. We're going for dancing. I'm gonna romance you. I'm gonna wine you, dine you. Then we're gonna head out to the beach after we get all nice and sweaty, dip in a little water there, cool ourselves off, and who knows? We might end up staying there for the night. If you're lucky. My best qualities, first and foremost, right here. My worst quality is that I don't think I care enough. And I care a lot. I care a whole lot. But I think I can do more. I was born to a military preacher. My father, while he loved the Lord, he loved America more. He made sure that I loved both. How long do I want my next relationship to last? Depends on how long you can be with me. I could not date a smoker. I do smoke cigarettes, though. I've been reading the Encyclopedia Britannica, learning a lot, actually, with that. I'm on Q right now. Quince. Think about it. Meatloaf's my favorite meal. Always has been. Just right to the point, does the job, and guess what? I get to have ketchup, and everybody wins.
You know, right off the bat, he kind of kicked me out right off the bat just because he was like, "I'm coming to get you," and you know, I don't know, I was kind of right off the bat, I was like a little bit creeped out, you know.
I said, Somebody said I don't like smokers, but I smoke.
Right?
And how much he loves meatloaf, and because everybody wins when you get ketchup. It's like
Everybody wins when you use ketchup.
And baked ketchup. Baked ketchup. You know that ketchup that you put on the top of the meatloaf? That's the best ketchup. That is the best ketchup.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I can agree with that part of it.
That is funny. Well, I mean, hey, I'm trying to help you. That's all I'm trying to do. Try to be a friend, helping a friend. Making it the world.
I mean, she does want it. She does. I mean, she's got her grandpa.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really have any male people she looks up to. She's disowned her father. So, do you have any more clips? Maybe she can help us pick.
Oh yeah, I have.
And these videos are from the 80s and 90s, man. Though
I'm just trying to help you.
Older than I am right now.
I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help you. That's all I'm trying to do is help you. Be very helpful. So yeah, I got one more here. Oh, that's cool.
Oh no, that's from another day.
She doesn't know about the roast next week. I'm sure she's got plenty that she can.
She don't count. She's not a member of our group here.
I know, but I think she probably has some ideas for me too. Not that I need any more, because I think I got.
Well, give her an idea. Here's one more potential date that you could probably have, and that'll be it for the date videos until next week, maybe. If I need more at all.
I don't want nobody who has a lot of problems. I really don't. If I can help you, I can, but I don't want that to be all night. If I have to go to bed with you, I ain't gonna do none of that. I'm good. For fun, I like to play billiards. I play pool a lot. I play table tennis, and I like to entertain. I got some god kids in San Bernardino. I go visit them, see how they doing, anything I can help them with. So I'm pretty busy. But lonely at the same time too. I don't have a big talent, no, not a whole lot. I mean, I don't fly, jump off the roof. I don't ski. I can roller skate. I can do that. That's it. Nothing else. I don't have no big thing. No, nothing big. I don't shoot a rifle. For me, on the first day, I'm gonna try to find not so much the best restaurant, but a nice restaurant. And I hope she doesn't order a $500 meal. My ideal lady, she got that Janet Jackson look. She's soft. She's kind. She's caring. I don't want to come home and this thing you call my homeboy, your homeboy's in my apartment while I come home from work. I don't want a man coming in to my house while you're there. You say that's my homeboy. I don't understand that. You're going to have fun. You're going to like me, but not love me right away. And you're going to get to know me, and we're just going to have a good time and see what happens after that. Keep everything simple. And go from there.
Okay.
Okay, right after that, I know I'm not his type because I got a lot of problems. But if you're gonna make a video looking for dates, probably one thing you don't want to say is that he's got nothing big.
At least he's honest.
Yeah.
If you've got skin that dark,
I'm lonely, but I'm not lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely at the same time.
I'm just gonna say it. I thought he could do a good black curly for the Three Stooges.
Oh sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Why shortly?
Well, I tell you what, though, Marty. Like I said, I'm just trying to help you and just trying to, do what I can. If you did get married to one of these people, I can only imagine. I can only imagine what your wedding would be like, and I want to be there for this. This would be kind of fun. This is what it would be like.
Hey, y'all, welcome out here to George and Edna's backyard. Y'all know them. They own the smoke shop over there across the tracks. They got a special on Seneca cigarettes going right now, $12 a carton. If you buy 2 of them, you get a free bottle of Fabuloso with your purchase. Getting Valerie and Jimmy Dale married today. There's Valerie. She's got her hair dyed a color not found in nature. I don't know what you'd call that. Maybe red wine vomit? I don't know. That's her oldest boy, Thomas. She's escorting him or he's escorting her. I can't tell. Just wanted to give a special shout out to Party City USA for the decorations and 1-800-Flowers for the bouquet and Jimmy Dale's boutonniere. They are beautiful. And there's Myrtle. That's Jimmy Dale's mama right there. She was bitching about being cold. Me and her got in a knockdown drag out. I said, it's 89 degrees out here, Myrtle. She said, I'm still cold. So I got her that hand-woven Mexican blanket to cover up with. And there's her sidekick, Tammy Faye, on a rascal. She's just waiting for Perry Mason to come on in 30 minutes. It was hell getting those 2 wheelchairs out here. I can promise you that. This ground's still kind of wet. And there's Jimmy Dale. His wardrobe's brought to you by Tommy's Big and Tall down there on the corner. He's got on the sneakers and the cargo shorts and the blue T-shirt. He keeps asking me what kind of cake we're having at the reception. I said, shit, you done ate half of it. You should know. And Sherry's going to be the one marrying him. She just got her license back to marry people because she got caught swinging with a couple of couples. They were saying, I do. And she said, I did. Them both. They made a Sherry sandwich out of me. Has anybody seen Thomas lately? Y'all need to keep an eye on him now. He stole my catalytic converter last time. So y'all come out to see us. We like to say, hey, we're getting married out here where the dog's buried. Come on out.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. You know,
Well,
first
that's
of all, I
the
feel like this is
hoedown.
pick on Tanya night. This is pick on Mama T night. You know, that red wine vomit. Jesus Christ. I've been married twice, though. I do feel that the black wedding dress is appropriate. Saying.
Well, her hair matched the tree blossoms.
Yeah, maybe she was just trying to
I wonder if the carpet matches the drapes.
What, Mad Dog?
I wonder if the carpet matches the drapes.
I'm thinking there was no carpet.
Oh, there's carpet. I'm sure there's
probably a
I
lot
feel
of
like
carpet.
it was like hardwood.
I'm thinking like it's a shag carpet and it goes all the way up to the front.
I'm thinking I didn't go that far.
Might even have slits in our carpet.
At least if you were married Bob, you would at least had good music at least. But hey, you know.
Yeah, he could have played it. And see, that was the one thing too. Like we did talk about it, and like he's like, well, how am I supposed to be the groom and be the entertainment at the same time? Honey, you've been practicing for that your whole life. I mean, he's the only guy I know that played at his own funeral.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They literally they had Little Bobby CDs in, and they literally played Bobby music during his whole funeral. Who else do you know played for his own funeral?
Well, anybody that plays music, I guess. You know.
But do they always?
Not me.
I was hoping they'd have a big orchestra. You know, that could be like the Buddy Holly story at the end. You know, where they before they do the end credits. You know, big orchestra playing his music. You know.
And now they can put a hologram of you there. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Oh, sure.
That would have been so appropriate. That would have been totally him too. Like a hologram.
That would have right there beside his casket. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really fucked everybody up. Of course,
Yeah,
that fucked everybody up more. You know. Mama T would think that's the real thing because he'd be staring at her the whole time.
Another funny thing about this is that we came across a meme at one point, obviously before he died, about somebody saying that I want my best friend to take my phone and during the funeral text everyone and say, Jesus Christ, it's really hot in here.
Yeah.
And I had his phone. I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
You were going to text everybody while he was...
You could message like,
no.
But you know, like his kids and stuff, like they didn't like at first when it was just hitting everybody. It was just really so hard for everybody to leave because he was just such a big presence, and like you still feel him around. Like you can still feel him around. And so everybody was just like, maybe he was just faking his death, or maybe he was just, playing a prank or something because he was good at stuff like that. But no. I couldn't bring myself.
I doubt that he was faking his death, but you were there. You were there when it happened. So you were the one that saw him. Which freaked me out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to react.
I'm still a little traumatized. That's not obvious, is it?
I can imagine. Now the guy who lives over at you guys' old place, it was a guy that used to live over here, Dave. You know Dave yet?
Yeah, he's in. Yep. I've met him a few times. He's in our apartment. Another friend of mine who stays in the campground every summer. he's actually going to be renting apartment 2. The other person that lives there was living there before and has been untruthful about the living the agreement, the rental agreement. Let's just put it that way. But there's squatters' rights now or some crap.
Yeah,
So.
that's terrible.
yeah.
Surprised Dave hasn't gone down that road yet,
Nothing you
There's a
can do
reason
with
why
it.
there's a reason why he got kicked out of here. Surprised he hasn't got kicked out of your area yet. Just be careful. That's all I'll say. Don't be too friendly with him, because that's what I was. And kind of shot me right in the foot.
I'm friendly to everybody until they give me a reason not to be.
Right.
I mean, if you guys put on events like this in McIntosh, I bet you everybody would be friendly to you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome out here to the VFW Post 2793, out here at our 75th annual sock hop. There goes Mildred in the red breeches. She said, I'll get it started if I just got to. I ain't scared of shit. I went through polio and the Great Depression. I've done nothing scare me except spiders and dry counties. And there's Glenn right there with his new leather jacket on. He got that for smoking 237,000 miles of Marlboros. He's quit them now. He's moved up to Pall Mall non-filters. He said, I know one speed, and that's wide ass open. We know it. We know it. He said, they like to call me Mr. Steal Your Girl, because I'll sure take her. He knows it. He said, I put the grr in Viagra. And there's Hank and Betty right there. Hank just said, you can call me John Litt, because I thought I farted, but I really shit. Well, you need to move on, because we're going to have to get a cleanup on this dance floor now. And there's Harvey right there with the checkered shirt on. He said, did you know I just had back surgery? And he said, they've extended my butt crack halfway up my back. They've done pulled it so tight. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't. And there comes old Sarah out there. Sarah's the retired softball coach out there at the junior college. She just got her hair did. She said she went up in there and said, just give me the pervert. I'll take that. And they did. She can burn this floor up, though. She's got a gambling addiction that she hadn't quite got over yet. She likes to, what she calls, pull them one-armed bandits over there at the casino. She ain't never had no kids, but she is fun, I tell you what. And here comes Deidre right here. That's the twisted sister of Dee Snyder. She said, I want to rock. I was like, you're rocking. She said, no, I want to rock. Like, I need a rock. No, baby, the last time you got on them, you were up for 3 days, and they had to tase you. I just told everybody it was time to take their medicine, and Glenn said, we're not going to take it anymore.
Good one.
The chick in the first I was thinking the chick in the red pants. That's me in 20 years, but then no, the twisted sister. That's me in 20 years. There we go.
I love the guy with the high extended butt crack. His pants are up by his neck.
That lasted 40 years.
Well, I mean, you could have that dance, or you could have this one at your wedding.
Hello, everybody, and welcome out here to the 32nd annual Hot Summer Hoedown. Y'all, the caucasity that is going on at this place, you just aren't ready. I'm talking about it is super white out here. It's so white I just saw Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan sitting under a shade tree with a rolled up dollar bill just waiting for somebody to sit still long enough. Right now, we got the Clark County Cloggers out here. There's Jimmy Dale with his rustlers on. I think they're about a 34 Husky, and he's got his white kids tearing it up. Boy, I tell you what, these guys right here are Olympian cloggers. That's Jessie Mae right there with the shit stain on her jeans right there. She's been clogging a long time, but before that, she was a dancer down at the Gentleman's Club. She gave that up when she found Jesus. She said, I used to clap cheeks, and now I'm clogging, so I think I got the better end of the deal here. Now, I don't know about that, but... And then, of course, we got the two Kirkland twins out there. Them some guns are meaner than a deadgum snake with a toothache. They just look at you with them judgy eyes like they don't ever do no wrong. I'm like, I'll take that clogging to you and bust you upside. Never mind. They're good people. Their parents are good. And guess who's off their medication again? You guessed it. It's Peggy Sue. She's out here in a manic episode. She said, I ain't had not one lithium, not one Seroquel. I'm happy. I said, yeah, I can tell with your capri pants and your shoes on. She said, I named my shoes Whitney Houston. I said, why? She said, because they go click and clack. And Whitney Houston said, crack is whack. Now, she did say that. So come out to see us next time. We like to say, if you're feeling froggy, come get some cloggy. Come on out.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's the internet for you. That's the internet for you. All the things that you can find. Clogging. You ever went clogging?
No. It did remind me, however, of when I was a teenager and I went down and I was staying with my stepdad. Well, not my stepdad. I was staying with my father down in Arkansas when he was living down there, and we used to spend summers with him. And anyway, we went downtown one day, and because there was like this twist competition. And I've never twisted in my life, but there was this guy that was a family friend that he kept pushing me on, like, hey, go dance with him, be friends with this guy. And I was in my first twist competition, my first dance competition. It was the twist. When I was like, I want to say 15. And things like that you forget until you see whacked out videos like that and think, oh my God, that could have been me. Jesus.
When?
You never know, I mean, you never
Yeah,
know.
never know.
Never know what you're gonna find. Never know what what to expect when it comes to videos
Did you
like
win?
that. Yeah, did you?
I think we came in like 4th or 5th.
You're not a good.
I've never danced the twist before, so
I guess
Never
that's pretty
done
good.
that.
Daddy, if you're still watching, if you remember that, let me know. I think we were like 4th or 5th or something.
That is funny. Speaking of we talk about old time rock and roll. The very last cricket passed away this weekend. Sonny Curtis passed away. In case you guys were aware of that. Funny that the news and the media. I mean, I found out on Facebook, but that they didn't do anything like that's kind of big news itself, because that's the last kind of the first and last of the crickets,
The
because all the other ones, passed away, and then Sonny Curtis was the one next to Buddy Holly that was the most creative, doing all types of music and stuff, and he also did the theme song to Mary Tyler Moore, I believe, as well. And 88 years old. He's one of Robbie V's friends because Robbie's dad Bobby obviously did stuff with the crickets and stuff back in the day. So yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
A little rock and roll history for you, anyway.
You want a piece of that history? Bobby was actually friends with a local guy here. Him and his wife used to travel with Bobby V and had all kinds of memorabilia. And it was a few months before Bobby died that they started selling all this memorabilia to him. And there was even a car that I was actually supposed to get for my 50th birthday, but
Yeah, I remember you were saying something about that when we had Robbie V on. You guys were talking about, but whatever happened to all that stuff? It's still over
I
there.
still haven't gotten him on my show. I still haven't been able to get. I get the newsletters or whatever,
Yeah.
Nobody back to me. I don't know. Maybe because they see me on this show and don't realize that my other show, I'm actually not smoking, not drinking, not cussing, and talking about sex and shit. I don't know.
I think it depends on what type of presents you give. Last week we interviewed. We had the Brian Sullivan interview went well, but then the Brad Vickers interview I felt wasn't really going anywhere. For all of us, we didn't really have.
I could have made something out of that. You just kind of cut it off.
Well, you weren't making much of it anyway. It didn't seem like you were. Nobody else was saying much, so I just and he wasn't saying much either. Normally, if the guest is really getting into it, then it's like, let's just keep it going, for a little bit, see what happens. But he just seemed like he just was too tired or just not, not because of us. It's just, he's an older guy.
If you would have given me another minute, I could have pulled him out of his shell. But
yeah, I couldn't play him though. He played guitar.
You told him that we don't get enough blues guests around here. That's not true. We get plenty of blues guests over here.
Yeah, the blues guest, that's your Mama T's expert, and even Antique Man. Me, that's not my thing. It's not my specialty.
Yeah, and he happens to be a blues guy too. Just like a different type of blues guy.
I think we get more wrestlers and writers than we do.
Yeah, but we try to mix. What I try to do, to be honest, is I try to mix it up. And I get a feel for what's going on out in the world, out in Facebook land, and then I try to see what would be best for us. And most of the time, when people are when I decide who I want, I don't think they're going to respond to me. So the fact that they respond back is half the battle right there. So once I know that they do that, then I know that we got something. So it's always just a gamble mostly, even if it's somebody that's been on before. It's still a gamble because you just don't know. So, but I do know what would happen if Mama T was actually going on a date with somebody, like going on a hike with somebody in the forest, and maybe she has a gay friend out there that she could go take out, do this with. Here's
We should have never come here. We're lost.
Aaron, we can literally still see the cars.
Is that poison ivy?
No.
Is that poison ivy? Careful, poison ivy.
No.
It's crazy how everything on this trail is just nature trying to kill you. Are these berries safe to eat?
I don't know, Aaron.
What about this one?
No, that's the same.
That's for sure poison
No.
ivy. What does that smell?
Nature.
Great. Now we have to turn around. We're trapped.
You know that question, if you would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear or a man, and I jokingly said, well, maybe a gay man.
Oh my god. Sorry, it was just a stick. If we're never discovered, you know I have to eat you to survive, right?
Aaron.
One of us has to live on to tell the story.
Yeah, that's not going to be. You're not going to need to do that. That's not
To
necessary.
write the book. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Are you okay?
Oh my god, I broke my leg. I just broke my leg.
Aaron.
I can't. I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna faint. Hold my hand. We have to cut it off. You have to go get help. No. No.
We'll make it to safety.
Ow.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that poison ivy?
Yes.
It is?
No.
Oh my god, we've been saved! Hello! Hello, sir! Sir, please help us! We've been trapped here!
No, we're fine.
My
Okay.
leg is
No.
broken! Sir,
No,
please!
enjoy your hike. No, we're good. He's fine. He's fine.
Please!
He's fine.
Yeah. You know, I do know a couple of friends that would, not that I would want to hike woods just because, you know.
That was
it's
gay.
exhausting. I mean, I like going for walks and I like the woods, but like actually planning a hike in the woods, I feel like I would love to go camping.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy running water and electricity. So, you know, a hike would be like me going down to the beach to take a swim. That would be my hike. But you will be able to survive it much better than that, man. And that would really be my reaction. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. And no,
what do you think? Nature's trying to kill you. I mean, I went on many hikes and stuff before, and it's just like weird, you know, when you go out for a bit long hike and then you know, like I've never been in that situation where I questioned like, what's this, what's that, what's this, you know. But it's just I don't know. If somebody wasn't used to it and they're wondering about everything, yeah, Mama T would be the best person to go on a hike with. You'd probably leave me if I was too scared. You'd probably just be like, well, you defend yourself then.
It's okay, Frankie. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The bear's not going to eat you. It's okay.
Mama T.
Oh, guess who's here? Guess who's here?
Hi, Dad.
Dan's here. Hi, Dan.
Oh,
Danny's
he's here.
here. Where?
Where?
He's here. Trust me, he's here. He says hello, even.
Oh. Well, that's good. Has you watched the whole show, or did you miss out on some of it already?
No, he's watching my page because I shared it with my
Oh,
personal
that's
page
right. That's right. Yeah, you
and
did.
my and the Bobby Buzz page, and he's actually on my page watching.
Oh, la-di-da. Well, here's
Who he's a fan of. Thanks, Dad.
This is how we pay tribute to Dan for watching. We appreciate him for watching.
Dan's the man.
All right.
That's the easiest flipping chip ever. Oof. Unfortunately. That's a drock. I don't know why, dude. I'm not even being dumb. Most have a downhill. It's actually windy out, so I'm actually gonna hit a little stinger for you guys. That's the nice. All right, they're clearing the green, so Stay with me for 2 seconds.
And you
That's a
know, we
perfect-
cannot get through one show
funny.
without fart humor.
That guy's
That's,
smart, man.
that'd be a fun date, wouldn't it be? We go golfing, you know.
Why
Only if
are
the thing was
farts
good.
funny?
Oh, I tell you.
But why
Funny,
are farts
funny.
so funny?
Why? I don't know.
I
It's
don't
just-
know. Every time I hear so, it's funny. I don't care.
It is, unless you're under the blanket at the time.
That's something. My buddy got an one of them electric trucks, and he just makes him fart all the time. That's the only guy got gas in an electric truck.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Yeah,
what a
he makes
nature's
him fart
little
all
things.
day. He thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. His Tesla truck going.
Yeah, because when it happens, it's the most funniest thing. You know, I think that's what it is. You know,
If I fart, I'm leaving a wet spot.
Oh, yeah.
Wet spot again.
That's what I was expecting throughout that whole video. I honestly thought we were going to see something running down this guy's leg. Like,
Oh,
honestly.
he should have. He should have something many times.
I don't think I would have showed that. You know, geez, that's a little vile. I tell you what. Well, anyway, we got our guest coming up here pretty soon. Here, Max PAYNE, Mr. Man Mountain Rock, Mr. Daryl Peterson. So he'll be coming in here soon here. And then next week we'll have Dave Keys. Will be our only guest for next week so far. I don't think I was gonna try and have another guest, but since we're gonna be doing this roast next week and we don't know who's gonna be here or not yet, so I'll probably just stick with the one guest because he'll be on. I think either at 6 or 6:30. I don't remember what time he'll be on, but
we have one guest today, Frankie.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Of course. You know, of course. I wouldn't have dragged you out this long if we wouldn't have had a guest, so we would have started later. You know, if we would have not have a guest. So anyway, and then in 2 weeks we'll have Paul Myers, who's the author of the new John Candy book. That's going to be released here in a couple weeks here, the same week as the John Candy documentary. So it's all candy, you know, John Candy stuff. I love it. You know, can't get enough of that. A new documentary and a new book. Now I don't think Paul Myers has anything to do with the documentary, but I know his brother Mike was interviewed in that documentary. Mike Myers. So yeah. And other than that, the only guests that I have so far, you know, I'm going to work on getting some more guests here for the month of October, and of course picking out our annual Halloween guests as well. You know, so or that interview might not be on the show depending on their availability because last year we had Butch Patrick on, and that was fun, but that was on a Tuesday. That was on a Monday. So I'm going to try my best to make sure if we have a Halloween guest, either have it on the week of Halloween or sometime in October anyway. Somebody that has to do with the theme of Halloween anyway, or that was something to do with the theme of it, I would say. And then we'll take 1 or 2 weeks off in November for hunting, and then we'll come back and finish up season 5 in the middle of November to probably the middle of December. And we'll take a month off for season, for our little break, and then come back in January for season 6, and then we'll be getting real close to the 100th episode. And I want to start getting some ideas down once we get closer to that 100th episode of how we can make it the biggest episode that we've ever done. You know, because that's a big deal. That's an accomplishment.
I'm not showing my tits.
Well, I'm not. Right, I'm not expecting you to. Something that is family friendly, but it's fun. That we could get a laugh of. If you have any guest ideas.
Wait. Rewind. Don't be saying family friendly. It's not a family friendly show.
But if we can be.
We're not rated G. We're not even rated PG-13.
Well, we're not even rated FUCKYLU, but we could be. You just never know.
But
never know.
No, the episode isn't that big.
Yeah, but just something for it to be special because we don't know how long this show's gonna last. Almost how long are you guys gonna put up with my bullshit? You know.
Oh, Frankie. Just having you on here, just you being you makes every episode special.
Well, having everybody on,
Your mommy said.
having everybody on where they're supposed to be on, I hate it when people tell me that they're gonna be busy and stuff, and they're not gonna be able to be a part, because sometimes those are the best episodes. Now I don't know how this episode rates today, but I know we've had some good ones in the past anyway. That some memorable ones. So not saying that every week is gonna be a memorable episode, but you never know. You just never know. So. Yeah, so I'm going to play a quick couple commercials here while we're waiting for our guests, and hopefully he will arrive here after the break. So we'll be right back with some more Renegade Radio here right after this.
All right.
I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source. The Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
All right, and with that, our guest has arrived. What's going on there, Max? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, we're doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm honored, Daryl, that you responded so nicely to my invite. Didn't think I'd hear from you right away, so I'm glad that you were very interested in coming on the show.
That's one thing I'm good at is talking. So, I love telling a story, so why not do it whenever I have the chance? And I got a couple, so it's not a bad thing.
Oh well, we appreciate it. No matter what. I mean, we've been doing a lot of interviews lately with a lot of old wrestlers from back in the mid '90s. It wasn't something that I originally planned. It just kind of worked out that way. This year it seems like, especially with doing more wrestler-based interviews. So. I was thinking about you for a while there, because I'm just like, whatever happened to that PAYNE guy, or the Mountain Rock? He was somebody that could have gotten a bigger push, and yet he disappeared. What the hell happened to him? And to see that you're still around, and tell us some of your story. Boy, we're just happy to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
I'm excited to be. Totally excited to be here.
I've got two questions that I don't have to ask right off the bat, but as far as stories go, can you tell me about the Clash of the Champions confetti gun story? I really want to hear that. Clash of the Champions, when you shot Johnny B. Bad in the face
with the bad blast.
Yeah, it's a confetti gun or whatever. Yeah, that used to come out with.
It's so. I got to tell you, man. The WWF. I actually let me precede this with this is, I sat with Vince 30 years ago, and it's been literally 30 years ago in the dressing room at. It's not his dressing room. It's like the upstairs lair in Madison Square Garden. And from the time I got in the business, to me, the part of the business that was the most interesting part of the business was the shit that was going on behind the scenes. You know, it far outweighed, in my opinion, the storylines that they were putting out in front of the camera, because, yeah, those are good stories. But the shit that was happening behind the scenes is what, to me, was always so profound. Hence the reason I ended up taking a camera with me and everything else. And I remember saying to Vince, you know, one of these days, the business is going to get completely exposed and get past, you know, all of the kayfabe, quiet darkness, and actually free itself of the prison it kept itself in, hiding behind kayfabe. And now the WWF excuse me, it shows you how old I am. The WWE just releasing the Unreal thing. Well, now you don't have to hide or lie about anything any longer, because they have now completely and utterly exposed everything. So now you can talk about the business in ways, you know, you can talk about high spots, you can talk about the finish and how you get the finish and the referees, and, you know, now there's nothing to hide anymore. It really, with Unreal, it's just been completely put out there. So now you can actually focus on what matters, is whether it's a good storyteller or not. You know, now you don't have to worry about the, you know, willing suspense of disbelief. We all know that it's fixed. You know, now the world knows that all the details and all those things are all pre-planned. What isn't pre-planned is what happens live. That's the exciting part about wrestling. And so, yeah, you know, to be able the locker room. Yeah, what I always believed. In fact, I wrote a song called "The Curtain," because what happened behind the curtain was always what meant so much to me. You know, and so Johnny and I, when it came to the Bad Blaster scene, I remember this like it was yesterday. Johnny actually Mark lived in the same apartment complex. In fact, a lot of the wrestlers ended up in this apartment complex in Marietta. And it was a really nice place. And it had this massive parking garage. And when Johnny and I were preparing, he completely had everything ready to go. He said, "Max, meet me in the underground garage, the parking garage of our apartment complex." So we'd go down into the apartment complex garage to practice shooting him in the face with the Bad Blaster. So because we wanted to test it to make sure it literally. Can I cuss on this, or
yeah.
Okay, good. So I can say fuck and get away with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we go down there, and, you know, I didn't want it to take his fucking face off. You know, he was worried as well, because that was actually a CO2 gun, and the way it would work is it had a CO2 cartridge in it, and when he would pull the trigger, it wasn't actually pulling the trigger; it was just piercing a CO2 cartridge. And so what he did is he filled it with a green slime jello, so that when I shot him, you know, it wouldn't like, we didn't use confetti or anything like that, because, like I said, we didn't want it to blind him, or, you know, if it accidentally hit him in the ear. And then the true thing that we really had to work on well was getting the angle so that when I pulled the trigger, it looked like it shot him straight in the face. But if the camera would have been turned, it's like a movie stunt, right? If the camera would have been just turned to the side, you would have seen that it missed his face by probably 6 inches to a foot. But because of all the spray, and Johnny sold it like $1 million, it looked like it fucking killed him, right? So that's the beauty of wrestling. You know, if you sell it, then everybody believes it. And he did such a great job in selling it. There's the whole inside story. It was full of green jello or something like.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. I do have one more question, but the intensity of your blue eyes and matching your blue shirt like that is just kind of distracted me a little bit.
Well, thank you. That's.
I'm
never
just
been that
wondering
compliment, so thank you.
if what the connection you have is with this guy here.
I can't see what we're.
That's Jimi Hendrix.
Oh my God! Are you kidding? Yeah.
No,
You
I'm
know.
not kidding.
So there are people in your life. To quote Eddie Van Halen, it's Top Jimmy, man. It's Jimi Hendrix. My favorite moment. I'm getting goosebumps actually because when I played the national anthem and the first time I was on TV at Super Brawl, Jesse came up to me and he said, "Hey Max, you know any Hendrix?" And I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do." He says, "Why don't you, when you're done with the national anthem, why don't you tear into a little Jimi Hendrix for me?" And I said,
that's a good Jesse. That's a good Jesse, by the way.
Jesus, yeah. You do impressions
Thank you.
too?
I
Wrestling,
said,
music, and impressions?
"Do I what?"
Wrestling, music, and impressions?
Oh, it's strictly a coincidence. So I said, "Okay, I will." And so when I went, it's so funny because nobody knew anything about me. They really didn't when I went out to play the national anthem, which is quite honestly what happened to me in the wrestling business. They just did not know what the fuck to do with me. If they would have handled that night correctly when I played the national anthem, halfway through when you watch me playing the national anthem, you can see the fans actually doing this. As I start to play, they're kind of like going, "Hey, wait a minute, this fucking guy's actually playing the national anthem." And they come to attention and they all are cheering and they want to, they're like, "Holy fuck." What they should have done is they should have ran Vader out there in the middle of the national anthem. If Bill Watts would have been thinking at all, he would have said, "Vader, get your ass out there, grab that fucking guitar from him and smash it to bits and do not let him get up. Tell him, do not get up." Because had they done that, we would have ran the whole fucking country with that gimmick. Because imagine how pissed the fans would have been. Here's a baby face out there playing the national anthem and actually doing it well enough that everybody's got their hand over their heart and going woo-hoo. But instead, they just did not, they couldn't believe it. And so I played the national anthem, and at the end of it, I tore into Purple Haze. And I'll never, if you go watch it today, you can see Jesse actually says at the end of it, I tore into Purple Haze, and he says, "I don't know if you noticed that, but that was a little Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix there." And he just flipped over. So we were like, after that moment, and just a side note to that story, there were only two people that met me after I played the national anthem that night, out when I walked through the curtain night. The first one that met me was Chris Benoit, because he and I were we had a closeness that I'm sorry, Chris and I just were.
Did you
on
and
a
Chris
different
come
plane.
up through the business together?
I lived in the dojo in Japan with him for almost a year.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
right, with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he and I had this just amazing friendship. I loved Chris, and that's such a heartbreak. But the next guy standing there and you got to imagine this, because I didn't even know him. I'd never met him before in my life. Is right behind Chris is Harley Race. And he is standing there crying like a baby. And he walks up to me and he says, "Holy fuck, Max, you can really play." And he gave me an office handshake. And anybody who knows Harley Race knows he doesn't give office handshakes. He was known for fucking having this vice grip handshake. And every time he goes, and actually when he gave me that office handshake, the tears rolling down his face, he goes, "I don't want to hurt your hands." No shit.
We love her.
It was one of the greatest moments.
Mad Dog. You want to tag in here?
Yeah, hey, Mad Dog. I was a professional wrestler for 20-some years. I was a local guy here in Pittsburgh. I wrestled some of the guys like the Bushwhackers you can see behind me, and I got to wrestle the guys when they were a little bit past their prime, but it was exciting for me. Nikolai Volkov was my man. He taught me a lot, and I got to do a little match with Superfly. And I was just wondering, the Super Brawl you were talking about, you were wrestling with the Nasty Boys. You said they worked stiff, and you got off and you broke which one's shoulder when you threw him or something.
Right. You know, that's one of those stories. Actually, if you go to the PAYNE Lair, which is my YouTube site, I actually discussed this, and I'm willing, and I'm fine talking about it again because, you know, the Nasty Boys are. First and foremost, before I say another word, I want to say this publicly. I love Knobs and Sags. Out of all the dudes in the wrestling business that I spent a lot of time behind the scenes with, it was them, because I was a fucking drugging crazy motherfucker just like them. And so I love them, man. I got story after story I can tell. We did some crazy fucking shit together. And so I love them. But
didn't they work a little stiff all the time?
Oh, they fucking hurt people. That's
what I heard a lot too.
When you were in the dressing room, because you know this is probably what cost me my career, but I don't give a shit, because the guy who trained me taught me that Red Bastien trained me, and he taught me that the fucking job guys and jabronis, and I didn't think of them that way. You know, he taught me from the very beginning of the business, you better treat these guys with respect, because they're the ones who are getting you over, putting their shoulders down for you to get you ready for a push and to make you look good on television. And whenever so I always sat with the job guys, because that dressing room was so much different, especially like at Center Stage in Atlanta. You know, there was this little teeny dressing room that all the boys would get there early so they could fucking sit in the dressing room and kiss each other's ass and suck each other's dicks. And I couldn't stand that ego playing, which is part of the reason I was blackballed in the business, because I just didn't play the game the way they wanted me to play the game.
Understood.
But I used to sit with the job guys, because they were so fucking real. They were always kind to me, always open to, you know, if I needed a ride, or if I could help them, if they needed a place to stay, I always opened my heart to them, because they were all just trying to make it too. And I'd been there. I did jobs for the WWF as Daryl Peterson, you know, so I got that. And whenever as soon as the card would come out is who they had to wrestle on TV that night, they would all run to the card to make sure they didn't get with the Nasty Boys, because the Nasty Boys hurt a lot of those job guys and hurt them bad. And you know, the Nasty Boys, and it just got to the point where in my tag team with Mick and with them, I was the guy that just, because by my nature at the time, I wasn't just this aggressive guy that would step forward and say, no, this is what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen. I got to get my shit in. I just let them all plan it for me, and I'd go out there and play my role. And a guy named Bill Eadie, I believe he was Axe. Was he Axe in Demolition?
Yeah.
So Axe in Demolition, Bill Eadie. I was in Japan with him, and right before he left, he says, you know, you're a young guy, Daryl. And he said, he goes, I just want to give you a little piece of advice. He says, you know, this business is fucking hard and it's tough. And he said, I just want you to know that there's going to come a time in your life and in your career that you need to say no. And he said, and if you don't say no, the only person you got to blame is the man in the mirror. And at the time, I didn't know what that meant. You know, and as you get going in the business, it became very obvious very quickly what he was trying to say. And so this night we were in Albany, Georgia, And I'd actually flown my ex-wife in. Now, I'd flown my wife in to see the match. We were going to go to Disney World together and spend some time together. And so I was sitting in the dressing room, and these three guys are over here planning the match. And they're not including me. They're just talking about, Mick and the Nasties would plan the fucking match, and then Mick would come and go, okay, when this happens, you jump in, do this, blah, blah, blah. And I just always go, okay. So right in the middle of their conversation, I walked over there, and I stood right next to him, and I said, I just want you to know that tonight I'm getting my shit in, and you're either going to give it to me or I'm going to fucking take it. The choice is yours. But Max, calm down, man. I said, no, you guys fucking always do this. You sit over here and you plan the match, and you don't give me a chance to get my shit in. Well, I'm going to get my shit in tonight. And Knobs, you need to trust me, because when I throw you, I'll take care of you. Trust me. And he said yes. But if you go watch that throw and go to my site, you'll see it on the PAYNE. I go over it and over it and over again. This guy named Not That Tom Green has a little segment. It's really amazing. Did a piece on me not too long ago. It's really great. He shows a lot of my throws that I did in the business, that I actually forgot how much amateur wrestling and amateur throws I actually tried to incorporate into what I did. Because I had some good advice from some people that really cared about my career. And, they constantly said, you keep trying to get your amateur shit in there because people want to see that, And I said, okay. So I did a lot of throws, and I told Knobs, I said, I'm going to throw you. I said, you're just going to have to trust me. And if you go watch that throw, the only reason Knobs got hurt, there's only one reason Knobs got hurt, and I'll meet Brian anywhere he wants to meet me and to have this conversation with him, is because he didn't trust me. And he wanted to run the fucking throw. If he would have let me throw him, I had his arm trapped. I was trying to throw him to the side, and I'm fucking 6'6", 350 pounds, and I know how to throw. And he decided midway through that throw, he was going to control his own bump. And if you watch, instead of him going over the shoulder that I have trapped and where I'm trying to throw him, he tries to jump straight over the top of me and take that fucking stupid straight over bump that he takes. And he hurt himself that night. And so I'm not going to apologize about that. I've heard Arn Anderson talk about it. And Arn, I think if Arn goes and watches it, he'd see the same thing. Anybody who goes to watch that, you will see. I didn't hurt Knobs that night. Knobs hurt himself.
Right.
And the reason he didn't trust me is because the Nasty Boys didn't trust anybody, because they'd hurt so many fucking people that there were a lot of people gunning for them. And I will tell you this. I was staying in the job guy locker room that night. And when I walked in that night, I got a standing ovation.
Wow. Well deserved.
Awesome story. I'm gonna sneak in real quick. Just real quick.
There you go, Mama Tiga.
Max Headroom.
Yes.
Wow.
That was actually, it's so funny because that was actually the inspiration for my name in the end. Originally, I was going to be Lucifer Payne. I even had a bag. Brian Adams, crush of Demolition, was in he was in the Navy, and I met him. He actually stayed in the dojo with us with Chris and I in Japan in the New Japan dojo. And he had gone to Korea, and he said, "You want anything from Korea?" And I said, "Yeah," because he had this really nice bag that had his name in it. And I had him make me a bag that said Lucifer Payne on it, because I'd already decided I was going to change my name as soon as I got back to the States. And this is how far I had gone with it. Part of the gimmick I was going to do was eventually get to the point where I had shirts that said "I love Lucy" on them. You know, I thought about the gimmick that far. And then I was such a fan of Max Headroom that I was sitting there watching the television one night, and the first Max Headroom commercials came out, and I flipped it, because when he first came out, it was just a Coca-Cola commercial.
Yeah.
And I loved it, man. And I went, Max Payne. Oh, there you go. And at the time, TJ Maxx had just came out, and they spelled their name with 2 X's. And I had a girlfriend at the time that said, why don't you do it like TJ Maxx does Max Payne, or says Max with 2 X's? And I went, fuck yes. And so there's the whole story of how the amalgamation of the name Max Payne came to be.
Thank you so much for that, because, you know, the funniest thing is, so I grew up in the 80s, and I got this Roku TV, and it's got all these stations that have all these old shows, and I'm scrolling through one day, and it says Max Headroom, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, there was a show. And I literally, I sat and I binge watched Max Headroom, and remembered, oh yeah, Max Headroom it was named because, like, that when he originally smacked his head, that was the sign that was on that arm there. And then I was like, when Frankie said that we were interviewing you, I was like, Max, that kind of reminds me of Max Headroom, because I've been watching it lately. And then I IMDb'd you, and I was like, shut up.
Yeah. I was, you know, it's so funny because I loved, well, I have a degree in television and film. I graduated from Iowa State University with a degree in television and film. And that was part of the reason that, you know, whenever I saw things that were as creative as Max Headroom was, when that commercial first came out, and just the style of the commercial, to me, it was so far ahead of its time. You know, now what he did and what they did with Max Headroom is commonplace. People use that motif in the commercials all the time. But that was truly, it was so innovative and cutting edge. That's what I wanted to bring to my character, to the Max Payne character, had I ever really been given the opportunity to do so.
Sure. No, see what's so great about this is just the fact that, you know, I love it because you know, you're a guy who obviously has something to say. I just don't understand why the wrestling organization just decided to blackball you like they do. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it seemed like you were a very talented individual. You were like you kind of was like a mix between like Bam Bam Bigelow and, like, I don't know, just like maybe even like a Crush or whatnot. I remember watching you wrestle back in the day, and then you played the guitar when you were Mad Mountain Rock and had the WWF guitar, and it was like, you know, I just don't understand why they didn't just give you a bigger push. Because, man, I tell you, it doesn't make any sense. You know,
yeah, it don't make no sense.
You're definitely not a jobber to me, because I love the characters of the days that WCW had and what WWF had. They both had great products, so they still do. But it's like, it's just nowadays the business has changed so much. But I really do believe like a Max Payne or a Mad Mountain Rock would work today if they give it a shot. You know.
Well, the thing, you know, there's a lot of reasons. I was, you know, I'm a pretty strong personality, one, but on top of that, you know, wow, you know, why they hated me. There's a couple of big fucking reasons. The first one I'm hoping is still going to come out. I'm still working on it. Actually, the 30th anniversary is coming up in a couple of weeks. On the 3rd of October, 1995. I'd been fired already from the WWF, and I will give you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes real quick, but I lost my job in the World Wrestling Federation for one specific reason, and a big specific reason. There were a lot of other ancillary reasons, but the biggest reason I lost my job in the WWF was because of Steve Miller.
Oh.
Yes, okay. Steve Miller. That's Steve Miller. So when I went to the WCW, I had my whole life, and I still have all of this stuff. and I just haven't released it, and I'm going to release it. It's going to come out, and I'm excited because there's so many folks like you who I think when you hear the music that I wrote at that time, nobody's ever really heard it. And it's the voice of a wrestler singing about the wrestling business. You know, I hear people talking about, like I was hearing the other day, like somebody comparing being in rock and roll to being a wrestler. Oh, it's so amazing how similar the two are. And there's nothing that fucking pisses me off worse than when rock and rollers sit with a wrestler and say, oh yeah, we go down the road, we live the same life, we go down, we get in jets, and then we wake up, we party, except for one little bitty difference.
Yeah, you don't get your
Every
fucking
night,
head knocked off.
Well, exactly. Here's my point. Before you get in your fucking tour bus after playing music for 2 hours, stand on the fucking concrete right by the door of the bus. Do this, and then we'll compare it. Throw yourself onto your back 10 times on the concrete, and then get on the bus, and then go and do a show the next night. And then right before you get on the bus, throw yourself on the concrete 10 times, and then every night you get on the bus. Throw yourself on the concrete 10 times, and then you can start trying to. Right, exactly. And so that's what always pissed me off. It's like, man, don't try to compare wrestling to rock and roll, because the one thing you don't leave the stage with in rock and roll is pain.
Contusions.
You may leave with oxygen deprivation pain, but you don't leave in fucking with your anterior cruciate destroyed, or your back burning, or somebody fucking cut your head open with a chair, or you took a bad bump and you fucking landed the wrong way and you got a sprained ankle.
How you like when you get cut with the chair and they say, oh, how did you get that fake blood capsule in there?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what are you fucking talking about, you idiot?
Right.
I got a blood capsule I keep in my wrist. I smear it on my head when they hit me with a chair. No, I got a razor blade taped to my wrist.
That's why I wrote this music. In fact, the first song I wrote is called That Song, and it's my version of The Page by Bob Seger. Yeah. And
can we find that on the PAYNE hour or on the PAYNE layer?
It's actually on the PAYNE layer. If you go to the PAYNE layer, there's a I don't remember the name of one of the videos that I do, but it's actually on there. And one of the lines, the bridge to the chorus is the line is, just one day I want to wake and feel no pain, and just one day I want to feel I'm not insane, and just one day I want to see like I'm not blind and stop the world so it don't leave me behind. And you know, the whole reason I was writing those songs is, at the time, that was the only way I could express what I was feeling inside. And so I wrote all these songs, and I had a friend that was in my band, and he lived in Sun Valley, Idaho. And he happened to have met Steve Miller one day at a 7-Eleven. And they hit it off enough that, you know, Steve had, like, they said hi to each other, but that was about as far as it went. And Steve he knew where Steve lived. And so I cashed in my contract with the WCW, and I created a wrestling band called Living Insanity. Brian James, Road Dogg, is the lead singer. Nick Patrick was the rhythm guitar player. Dr. Squash is the guy that lived in Sun Valley. And my best friend from high school amateur wrestling, who I later taught to be a professional wrestler and really an amazing drummer, who, to tell you what an amazing drummer is, he's in a Led Zeppelin cover band and plays John Bonham. So that tells you what an amazing fucking drummer this guy is. I brought them all to Atlanta to record this album of 14 songs that I had written. And so I took my contract and spent all the rest of my wrestling money from WCW, brought everybody to Atlanta to record this album. And so we had a 3-song demo, and Squash flew back to Idaho and drove out to Steve Miller's house and put a tape in his mailbox. And I'm sitting at my house one day, and the phone rings, and hello? And the guy on the other end says, "Hey, this is Steve Miller." I said, "Listen, I don't know which one of the fucking boys this is, but fuck off. Don't call me again," and hung up on him. And so I'm sitting there, and the phone rings again. And first thing the guy says is, "Don't hang up on me. Don't hang up on me. This is really Steve Miller." I said, "Bullshit." He goes, "It is." He goes, "I listened to your tape." And he goes, I want you to fly to Sun Valley and meet me. And so I went to Sun Valley. I have a letter that I'm willing to share with the world. It's so amazing of Steve Miller trying to protect me and keep my copyright laws and all my musical rights, not to sell my master recordings to anybody, to make sure I keep them. And I managed to do that. But I started to talk with Steve, and Steve agreed that when I went to the WWF, he was going to come and be my lawyer / manager in the WWF. And the whole time that I was there, he said, yes, 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 I'm going to do this. And one day, this is really shortening this story because there's a lot to this, a lot. And I'm actually in the process of writing a book right now, because I think once everybody reads this, it'll make it even that much more interesting for you. But,
you need a good editor?
Let's talk. Yes, I do. I need help. I'm trying to find somebody because I have really, really bad dyslexia. So I'm
very strong in editing books.
Well, I'm looking for somebody who wants to help me write this damn thing, because I'm like I said, AI helps a lot, but I'm not happy with the results I'm getting right now from AI. But I've got a couple other irons in the fire. But anyway, so Steve says yes, yes, yes. JJ Dillon calls me on the phone. We were getting ready to do it. You know, the whole Jeff Jarrett thing when he did "Be My Baby Tonight." Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was right. That was Road Dogg that sang that. And to this day, nobody still knows this whole story. So the whole reason I actually took Brian with me. Vince flew me up there the first time and said, "Max, what do you want to do?" And I said, "You need to bring me and Brian to New York so you can see how good Brian is. And then let's do this band of mine, Living Insanity, together. And we'll do this on stage and blah, blah, blah." And Vince goes, "Okay." So Brian and I went there and we sang 3 songs. We sang the Four Non Blonde song that, and I wait to.
What's up? What's up?
It's a Four Non Blonde song. It's a.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up? That's it. What's going on? That's the song. So we sang that. Brian was really good at that. We sang Plush, and we sang that song, which is the song that I'd written. And when we got finished, and we didn't stop in between songs, we just went from one right to the other. And when we got finished, I set this guitar down, and Vince goes, "I'm in. Where do we start?" And I said, "Get Brian here, get his career going, get everything set up so we can get this done at WrestleMania." And I said, "Steve Miller's on board. He's going to come on and be my manager." And so the rest goes on and on and on. And then, like I said, right at the moment when I gave JJ Dillon Steve Miller's number, JJ Dillon calls me back 5 minutes later and he says, "What kind of fucking rib is this, Max?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what kind of a rib is this?" He goes, "We just talked to Steve and he said no." I'm like, honestly, I mean, I'm feeling it right now again. It felt like somebody shot me right in the fucking chest. I said, "He said no. What do you mean?" I said, "Give me a couple minutes. Let me call him." So I called him and I said, "Steve, what are you doing? You said no to going on WrestleMania?" "Yeah, I talked to my management and they said it wouldn't be a good idea for my career. And, I probably shouldn't do it. Make me look bad." And I said, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" I said, "You're looking for a way to promote your albums and all your record sales, and you don't see that." I said, "They got a 500 million fucking audience worldwide. Are you out of your mind?" yeah, I just can't do it. And I called back and talked to JJ, and JJ said, yeah, and because of that, Max, we're going to let you go. We're done.
My
They fired
God.
me. They fired me on the spot, and I was already booked. But I was already booked on a show called the Full Metal Tour that I somehow Vince still had enough belief in me to let me. I said to him, I said, Vince, let me take a camera with me on the road and shoot a behind the scenes movie of the wrestling business, because I wanted to do exactly what Unreal did 30 years ago. I wanted you to see what it felt like to be behind the scenes. So I went on that show, and Vince said, okay, take your camera. And I'll never forget when I got off the plane and I was shooting the video, Tony Gurria says, shut that fucking camera off, Max. And I said, no, Vince already told me I could do it. He said, you turn it off until Vince tells me to my face that you can carry that camera. I said, okay, go call him. 5 minutes later, Tony comes back and he said, okay, fire your camera up. And Tony Gurria, when you finally see the movie, you'll know I'm telling you the truth about this.
What's the name of the
Tony
movie again?
Gurria, pardon me?
What's the name of the movie again?
Well, it's not out yet. I'm hoping it's going to be the thing. I'm hoping it's still the one that I tried to release 30 years ago or 25 years ago. I'm hoping that if in negotiations, I can talk them into continuing on with the thing that should not be, because I was the thing that should not be. I was the one that I was so hated by the clique, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Shawn Michaels, and they all fucking hated me because I was the living personification of the antithesis of what they were. Live in the fucking gym, do whatever it takes, be as mean as you had to be to get to the top. And that's not who I was. I just wanted to be that guy that went out there and played my guitar and was that really different guy, you know, musically and wrestling wise, because I was already at a point, you gotta remember, by then I had already had, you know, 8 years of amateur wrestling in college under my belt. I'd already wrestled for 10 years professionally. I went through the dojo in Japan. I'd spent my whole life trying to get to there. And to be honest with you, I loved wrestling, but I wanted to be a behind the scenes guy. I wanted to write my own music, but when I got to the WWF, they had a musical guy named Jim Johnston who wouldn't let me play my guitar. He wouldn't let me write my own music. He wouldn't let me create my own sound. They took the Max Payne gimmick off me immediately, forced me to be Man Mountain Rock, which I'm not. I mean, I love tie-dye, don't get me wrong, but that's not who my character was. My character was fucking Black Number One, fucking Metallica, typo negative, fucking heavy metal. I loved metal guy. I wanted to fucking be, you know, a guy who would partner with Taker because, you know, that just made logical sense, or Face Taker, whatever, you know, kind of thing. And so when I went to the WWF, they completely defrocked me. They took, you know, and they did it as a rib. I know that Kevin
You mean
Nash,
this guy right here?
they thought it was funny to take me out. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, you know, I tried. The only thing, there was a couple of times. That's why, honestly, I really believe I failed in the business, because the guy that I needed to look at in the mirror was me, and I didn't. And I should have said no a bunch of times, and I didn't. Had I think things may have gone a little different. Yeah, I probably would have lost my job sooner than later. But anyway, I went on the road for this. The last thing they let me do was take my camera. And I took my camera because I wanted to prove to Vince that me playing the guitar would work, because Vince really fucking hose-hogged me one night. He put me on in Madison Square Garden with technical assistance. He tried to make, I tried to play in Madison Square Garden with a sound rig that you couldn't play in a bar of over 100 people with. And so when I went out to play in Madison Square Garden this night, I begged him not to make me do it. I said, please don't put me out there. This is wrong. I need my band. It needs to be a rock and roll setup so I can hear everything well. I said, it's not going to work. I am so uncomfortable doing it this way. He said, no, you need to go out and do this. And I got fucking booed off the stage because I could not, when the crowd started making noise, I couldn't hear. I could not hear myself play, and it sucked ass horribly. And so I took the camera with me because I wanted to prove to Vince that what I was doing was getting over, and you just didn't see it. So when I went on the Full Metal tour, they promised me I was going to play, and I got on the Full Metal tour, and they weren't going to let me play. So we went through about the first 6 or 7 shows of the Full Metal tour, and I didn't play, but I really believe the gods of my life intervened. And one night, Lewis and Owen Hart, and you'll see this in the movie. So this is all substantiated by when this movie finally comes out. You'll see it all. Lewis and Owen were horseplaying in the dressing room this night, and they started spraying cologne on each other. And Lewis walked around a corner, and Owen sprayed him with Dracar Noir and hit him right in the eyes. And Lewis was allergic to something in that Dracar Noir, and his eyes literally swelled shut within 5 minutes. He could not. I mean, he looked like Joe Frazier after the Thriller in Manila. He could. I mean, his eyes were just. He was like this. And so Tony Gurria comes to me that night, and he goes, "Okay, so Louis' not going to work. We're going to do a battle royal. You're going to go out in the first 2 or 3. And I looked at Tony and I said, Tony, I'm not trying to tout my own significance here or toot my own horn, if you will. But I said, you do realize that I'm the only wrestler that you've ever had that can give you 15 minutes without an opponent. And he went, what? I said, yes, let me go out there and play. And he goes, are you serious? I said, yeah, let me go. I had 2 backing tracks, and I had a little thing I did that took about 5 minutes, 6 minutes to play, just freelancing, playing like Enter Sandman and Basket Case by Green Day. And I played a whole bunch of rock and roll songs, and then it would go into, I'd stop that, and then the backing tracks would come on, and I would play these 2 songs that I'd written. One was called Worship, and the other one was called WFO, and I would play them. So I go out, or Tony says, okay, well, I got to call Vince. Of course, you can't do anything without calling Vince. So Tony comes back, and he says, okay. Vince said, okay. And so I had one of the ring crew videotape all the times I did this, and I went into the ring, and I got to play for like 4 or 5 nights. I got to finally play my guitar in front of a crowd. Do you realize that in the WCW, I only played my guitar publicly twice. They would not let me play in front of people. And every time they did, I was successful. I played at the Super Brawl where I played the national anthem. One other night they were running short, and I played, and the crowd went crazy. It worked out so great. And no one could ever see that this would make them money. They just couldn't do it. They just didn't. And, like by then I'd hurt knobs, and Eric Bischoff hated me, absolutely hated me, because of Scott Hall and Nash had nothing nice to say about me, because they both couldn't stand the fact that there was a wrestler who could do something other than wrestle and actually do it well enough. I'll never forget walking out of the ring after playing in Germany, and the crowd is chanting. In Germany, when you're successful, their way of asking you to come back and do it again is they chant, "To God Ben, to God Ben." It's one of the greatest rushes you could ever feel. And I got done playing that night when I turned my guitar down, and they just went nuts. And I was the first guy on the card, and I walked out of the ring. Kevin was watching me, and I looked at him like, top that motherfucker, and he looked at me and he goes, "Yeah, that's never going to work, Max." I'm like, are you not hearing what I'm hearing, Kevin? Because that's them chanting for me to go do it again. You know, that's you don't want the first match to do that. You got to save that for the main event between you and Yokozuna. You know, and so anyway, that's what happened. And I took this camera with me to do that. And I shot this whole movie behind the scenes. And I can't believe to this day I had the wherewithal to actually make that happen. I had to electronically, the camera I had was a little Hyatt camera, and I had to make sure I got the batteries charged every night. And I had to figure out how to do that because I couldn't take my charger there because it wouldn't plug in Europe. And, you know, luckily I found somebody who had the same kind of camera and that I could charge my batteries with their battery charger. And I ended up shooting a whole movie while I was over there. And I'm hoping that in the very, very near future, that's going to come out as well to substantiate the stories I'm telling you right now.
Oh my God, I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, but I can't shut up now. I've been holding this back for a while. This book and this movie, The Thing That Should Not Be, they are going to be a hit. And you know why? Because everybody loves a freaking underdog, and an underdog you are. How many matches were you scripted to lose in the first round? But yet you were still two-time CWA heavyweight champ. You were still two-time CWA tag team champ. You were still PWI ranked 73 of 500 of the singles wrestlers. You were an actor. You were in the movie Takedown with Lorenzo Lamas. You were in Touched by an Angel twice. Like, dude, you're the shit. And
thank you.
You are.
I got to tell you, I have PTSD. You know, I got to tell you, if you're familiar, I think it's Chris Canyon and what they did to Joni. To me, in my opinion, had I been not as egotistical of a guy as I am and strong enough mentally, I would have, not saying I didn't try with drugs to kill myself on several occasions. I just have too many people in my life that I love that I could never do that. And one of them is myself. I could never stand before the Lord and explain to him why I would give up something as precious as my life. And the fucking click certainly wasn't worth it. So I've just been happy being, you know, I live on my disability check. I didn't make any money in the business. I got blackballed before I even had a chance. And that's the part I never understood. Okay, hate me for wrestling, hate me for everything, but my God, I've got a degree in television. Like I heard Bruce Pritchard say one time not too long ago, yeah, Max just wanted to work behind the scenes. Well, that's amazing. I had a degree in television and film. I'd already been in fucking film since I was 16 years old. Everything in my life was devoted to understanding how to make better television and do those things. Of course, that's what I wanted to do. To be honest, what I really wanted to do was to be the Paul Schaefer of the WWF. I wanted to be that, you know, that rock and roll segment, like on big events. Be the guy that played the national anthem and do a fucking national anthem spectacle and just, you know, have a shitload of fucking fun opening up a show with a national anthem with just some amazing effects and pyro and everything else to go with it. And then, of course, at some point in time, somebody attacks me in the middle of it, like we talked about earlier, you know, like fucking while I'm playing the national anthem, talk about heat, right?
Yeah, I swear to God, you're like making me emotional right now. Like your passion and the whole underdog theme behind your whole story. Just
like a lot
God.
of people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes. I didn't even go to the big show and just the little church hall things I wrestled, the stupid stuff we had to put up with just to get over on the top of each other. It was stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, behind the scenes was so much worse. You didn't even want to wrestle once you got to the ring. You had to worry about all the bullshit in the locker room.
And I, forgive me, man. I was that fucking, you know, I'll never forget this. Mick Foley and I were going down the road one day. We were on the longest bridge. They used to be, they called it the longest bridge in the world between Narlands and St. Charles. And we were going across that bridge. And I think it was, I know it was Bill Dundee. And I think Greg Gagne and Mike Graham. And we somehow Mick and I had gotten a ride with them to St. Charles or wherever we were going, Baton Rouge, the next show that we were going to. And Mick was talking about us because in the matches between the Nasty Boys, we were the baby faces. And Bill Dundee looked at Mick Foley and I in the eye, and he says, "You mean to tell me that you two fat, ugly motherfuckers think that you could ever be big baby faces?" And I just said,
that either.
I looked him right in the eye and I said, "Well, that right there is why we never could, because we never get past fucking guys like you in the office."
That's we have a saying up here, up in northern Minnesota. Skoden.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Skoden. Studis.
For some reason I'm not here. Let me see if I can turn up, because I am not hearing what you're saying.
It's the Norwegian accent.
It's a Minnesota thing.
I'm so sorry, but yeah, no, it's so true.
I can't hear it either.
That's just the nature of the
druid
beast,
or something like that.
Yeah,
well, we appreciate you. Well, we appreciate you, Max. I mean, really, I mean, I would love to have you on here and chat for the next 5 hours about everything going on. But we've already been on here for almost 3 hours, and
are you kidding? Holy crap!
Yeah, well, we probably should have had you come on a lot sooner if we knew you were going to be on for a while. I didn't know that.
Well,
That's
you know
okay,
what, man?
though.
I'll come back anytime.
Yeah, come back. Definitely come back.
You know what I was going to say. You know, I mean, and I always throw this offer to anybody, and nobody seems to ever take it. But I mean, if you do have that type of time where you have nothing going on, I mean, seriously, we could use another crew member. I mean, seriously.
Hey, you know what? I love this, man. This is what I do, and the only way I'm, you know, I see I'm the kind of guy, you know, in fairness, thank you for the compliment about, you know, it's so funny because I always believed that someday, sooner than later, that somebody would hear my story and go, wow, this is a fucking good story, because I didn't make it. I didn't make it in the business. I'm not a guy who made $1 million. I got the shit kicked out of me at every fucking level. So I would love, you know, it never bothered me, and I'm not hurt by it, and I'm not, you know, I don't carry around animosity towards the clique like Kevin or Scott Hall. You know, I don't hate them. That's just, you know, I accept the fact that was the business, and I didn't play the game, not always by my own choice, the right way, you know. And so, but I always believed that sooner or later somebody would hear my story and go, wow, that's a powerful story. And the truth of the matter in the end is, I think my music, once I get my album out too, not only my book, my album, and then this movie, I think once they all come out, I think you're right. I think the world likes an underdog, and one thing's for sure in all of this, I am the underdog.
And you know what? One thing about an underdog, one of the reasons they're an underdog is because they're true to themselves. You've been true to yourself. You're not playing into the game. You're not
That's
giving
basically
in
the premise. That's
corporation.
basically the premise of our show. You know, it's like that's why we have this show.
That guy behind me was the underdog. Look at the blood on that guy.
You talk about underdog. I've never made any money doing this, and I've been doing this for 20 years. So, you know, don't feel so bad. But I mean, but no, seriously,
I don't. You know, the truth is, I don't feel bad. I've had to deal with it. I've dealt with it in my way, and like I said, I hold no animosity. I have no grudges. Sure. You know, I watch guys like Brian James. I watched him skyrocket and take off after, you know, I helped him get into the WWF. And so for that, I'm proud. I'm proud of the people that I was around and that I helped and that were my friends. Even if they don't claim to be a part of my friendship, that's okay. I know what I did. And
here's the thing. I mean, and I'm serious about this. I mean, it's like, you know, you have a lot of stories and stuff, and maybe you know some people that could also share their story that don't get enough exposure that you were used to work with and all that. And maybe you made some good friendships, and we'd love to, you know, I would love to keep this going, you know, as far as like, you know, to have the actual Max Payne, you know, be a part of the Renegade Radio experience. And you don't have to be on every Monday, but I mean, it's like if you have the time and, you know,
I'd love to. I'm in. You don't even have to.
Do you see what private comments are? You go to our private chat here and get my information real quick so I can help you with that book. I really want to help you with that book.
Sounds good. I'm like I said, I'm in the process. I'm currently really trying to figure out. I've got to get this out because I'm getting older and big dogs don't live to be old dogs, and I'm beat to fuck. And I really don't. I don't want to die and my story not get told, and it has to be told by me because nobody knows it other than me right now.
I'm right, because you know what old female dogs are?
Yeah.
They're old bitches, and I'm an old bitch. I don't look like it on camera, but I'm an old bitch. I get you.
Well, I'd love to do this with you. Yeah, I'm looking
I'm an
for
old bitch.
All right. Well, that sounds great.
I'm a bitch too, so I don't mind.
We'll have you start coming on then next Monday then, because it's my birthday episode and we're going to be doing a roast. So roast of me, I guess, And I know you don't know me that well, but you'll get to see what Mama T's all about, the dark side of her after this roast is done.
Hey, you don't come in the bad dog's yard. You don't pee on my tree.
I'm open. I'd love to be on there, and I do know a few people, and the people that I do know, once it gets out that if I start doing something like this, then it would get out. There's enough people out there that do still care about me that I'm sure they would love to come and be a part of it too. And if not, at least I can add. I do have a little bit of cred, so I can only help add. So I'm certainly open-minded and willing to entertain any kind of.
Sounds good. We'll then next week we'll have you on as an honorary crew member and see how it goes. And I think it'll be a lot of fun because we do have a lot of fun out here, and we're just looking for dedicated people that can show up. Just
anybody not good at the door.
We have a lot of fun here. Sometimes too much fun.
Yeah. It is. It's a
that
dog show.
storm is happening behind me.
Yeah, we don't see that at all because you got your.
I got a big storm coming through, man, shaking my house.
Oh no!
All right, well, I think we're going to end it here now, and I appreciate you, Max, for coming on. And if you come on next week, that'd be great. And if not,
I got to tell you, man, that was the fastest 3 hours I've ever done. I've done a lot of these before. You guys were awesome. Serious. I'm sitting here looking at the time, and I'm like, holy shit, he's not kidding. That was 3 hours, man.
Well, 2 hours of us bullshit.
Been a pleasure.
All right, man.
Take care, you guys.
Don't forget next week is the birthday roast of me, I guess. All right. Bye, everybody.
Talk soon.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
With a roar, sporting living dreams to explore. Electric guitar echoing the past. I'm in the DeLorean, Nate life fast. All boys neon lights all aglow. Casino nights where fortunes grow. With every roll of dice we take, time's a liquor, history stays. Rocking in the future lane, ripping through the years, saying insane. Empire towering past, an alternate world, the future's glass. Lightning strikes, DeLorean track, with Doc and Marty, adventures back. Hill Valley's engine back in line, underneath the clock, a shift in time. Rocking in the future lane, ripping through the gears, saying insane. flying cars, digital dreams under neon stars. In the future lane, there's no brakes. Dancing time, there's nothing to say. Cafe 80s, a blast from the past. A hologram that spins so fast. On the napkin and fortune's told. In a future where we're bold. Rocking in the future lane. Through the flux we break the chain. Checking history with every trial. Back to the future, mile by mile. Where we'll go, we don't need pros. In a world of the unknown unfold. With every twist, the future's alive. 88 miles to the end of the vibe. Let's ride in the future lane. Moments pass and nothing's the same. From the past to the future we fight. In the DeLorean, time zone, say bye. Skies, jackets on, didn't gotta try. Fleeting moments, ticking clocks. In the soundtrack of time just rocks. Little sidewalk tomorrow dawn. Life in the town, but we're never gone. In the alleyway, secrets unfold. Where fortune favors the brave and bold. I'm in the future lane, turning flux and fire like rain. When the timeline was the brilliant soul. Bars from the gadgets roll. Funny Robert the Dimension Wild with Mad Dog Brown along for the ride. Lost the time in our favor now. This got a cycle, we're taking them out. Trudy writes the script with a glossy spin. Back to 1955 where it all begins. Blazing down the future road again. Time sucks working, no need to pretend.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.